Yo, flyer in the building, we live. Let me see. AWM boxing, what's good, yo? No intro track or nothing. We just live with it. Hold on, bear with me. Give me a second, y'all. Angry White Man, what's good, bro? Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to drop the link. Still trying to figure it out. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna post it in the chat right here. Okay, so I don't know how to pin it, so link just in the chat. Let me see who this Fight Biz. Fight Biz was here at 156. Let me see. I don't know. I don't even know how to wrench nobody up, but let me try to figure it out. See if we can figure it out. Sheesh, I don't even know how to go in it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out when I'm not live. Would you say Norman Jr. by stoppage? No, man, this a 70-30 fight, bro, for Devin. 70-30 fight, bro. This ain't no 50-50 fight. I don't know where y'all getting that from. Too much dog. Yeah, you right. Devin got too much dog, man, for Brian Norman. You right. Yeah, feel free to hit the link though, but we gonna talk about it though. You know, Devin Haney, Brian Norman. You saying Brian Norman is gonna win, but what you say by knockout? By stoppage. Knockout, same thing. I don't think Brian Norman gonna be able to catch up with Devin, man. Oh, he trolling now. He said Devin a poodle. Okay, whatever. But yeah, man, Brian Norman Jr., man, I ain't going to just dismiss him totally. Brian Norman Jr. is a good fighter, man, but it's levels, man. Brian Norman Jr., I don't think he have the footwork to keep up with Devin. I don't even know if he got a gas tank to keep up with Devin. I think he gonna slow down. I think he gonna get tired of not being able to hit Devin like he want to. Devin ain't gonna be in front of him like that, bro. He not gonna be there, man. Lee D 4298, a toy. Oh, you add on to his poodle comment. He a toy poodle now. Right. Let me see. I don't know. I think I have to go to YouTube and off of StreamYard to put somebody to give people wrenches and stuff. He said Devin gonna fight just like the Ramirez fight. Yo, if Devin fight like the Ramirez fight, then he really ain't gonna have a chance. If Devin just run and jab on him all day long, he ain't gonna be able to cut off the ring. See, I was on a panel and somebody was talking about. They asked me the question. They said, "Did Ramirez have uh, periods in the fight where he could have threw a punch back, but he just was gun shy. Like he was punch shy. Man, I think the reason why he didn't take a chance because he didn't want to risk getting hit with what was coming back. He was getting punched in the face all night, chasing Devin around, and when he finally caught up to Devin, Devin would punch him. Devin would hit him with something. And so I think those times where he had a chance where he could probably throw a punch back, he didn't because he was afraid of what was coming back. That's what it is. And I think it's going to be the same situation almost with Brian Norman Jr. I think Brian Norman Jr. is probably going to try to chase Devin around or whatever if it get to that point. And I think Devin just not going to be there. And when he do catch up to Devin, Devin going to hit him with something to keep him off him. So I think he lose either way, man. The only way I think that Brian Norman Jr. is going to win this fight is by knockout. And the only way I think he's going to get a knockout if Devin Haney fights the wrong fight. If Devin start trying to walk him down, I think that, that gives him a chance to catch Devin with a shot. But I don't think I don't even think he's fast enough to catch Devin off the jab like Ryan did. That's what everybody banking on. All the Devin Haney haters banking on him catching Devin Haney with something that coming off his jab or something. I don't think that any fighter can do that, man. I don't think that every fighter that he get in the ring with is not going to have the speed of Ryan Garcia, man. Y'all bugging with that. He said Brian just have to be patient. Yeah, he gonna be being patient, and then he gonna look up, and it's gonna be the 11th round. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be all of those rounds that he don't put Devin down or hit Devin with something hard that hurt Devin or something. He gonna lose all those rounds, man. And so I think and time is gonna be of the essence. If he don't jump on Devin early and make something happen early, I think it's gonna be over for him. Devin gonna take him to deep waters and drown him, man. That's what's gonna happen. This guy talking about. He said Devin legs ain't that good. If Ryan can keep up with him, Ryan about to work that boy. Come on, man. Ryan got. I really hate when people try to use Ryan Garcia as a reference, as if Ryan Garcia didn't use Osterin. Y'all already know, man. Y'all ain't gonna get nothing off with no Ryan Garcia, man, without me saying Osterin, bro. Let me see. Dev gonna get that skull treatment in Riyadh. Oh, we got all the haters in here. Why don't somebody click the link, man? I don't got my glasses on. It's hard for me to read. Click the link. Somebody click the link. The link is in the chat, bro. Yeah, somebody could jump up here and tell me. Open panel. He said he about to lose you about to lose $1,000, bro. He said he got 1,000 on Norman stoppage. Dang, you might as well say bye to that money, bro. Yeah, I don't know how to get to all the settings and everything to get nobody no wrenches. So I ain't gonna have nobody in here with no wrenches right now. I gotta figure that out off live or whatnot. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say what I was gonna say. A lot of people talking about Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney at 147. Being I think it's looking like people thinking that this a mismatch, and then you got other people talking about Devin Haney a weight bully and stuff like that. They talking about his muscles and all of that. He got too big and stuff like that. And I really don't think that people understand that when this so-called weight bully thing, man. I hate when people keep talking about somebody being a weight bully, because to me it seems like the person who's gaining the extra pounds or whatever is the person that that's at the disadvantage. If you're draining yourself to get down to a lower weight class, then you're the one that's putting yourself at a disadvantage. We just saw that with EU with Eubanks and Connor Ben. I think that's the result of him not really fighting at the weight class that he belonged at. You know, I think that his gas tank was lower. I think his punch resistance was lower. You know, Connor Ben, the way Connor Ben hit him, man, it don't seem like he would have caught him normally if he wasn't weight drained, man. I think he was just a little weight drained. You know, I don't think that the person who y'all claiming to be the weight bully is the person that's at the advantage here. That a lot of people people pointed out the weight bullying thing with Devin Haney first. I saw with Regis, and if you look at that fight with Devin Haney and Regis Prograis, Devin was moving up to 140. I agree that he was too big for the 135 weight class, but when he moved up to 140, he was looking better at 140. You know, when he fought Regis, but people saying, "Oh yeah, he rehydrated to 165." Okay, so we didn't see Devin use none of that weight to help him win, did we? We gaining more weight don't make you faster. You know, we already know it don't do nothing for your punch resistance. Regis just was too slow for Devin. Devin outboxed him, bro. He didn't lean on him and use his extra weight or nothing like that. You know, the weight really didn't play a factor at all for people to be crying about him being a weight bully and all that. Your Dank Father, what's up, bro? We got a bunch of haters in here, man, but they won't click the link, man. You know, stop typing in the chat and click the link, man. But yeah, man, Devin Haney didn't use none of this weight that, you know, he gained at 140 with this fight with Regis to help him win the fight. He wasn't leaning on him or grabbing him or doing nothing like that. He just was outboxing him, man. And Regis was just too slow. His feet was too bad. You know, Devin Haney had good feet. He was spinning them, punching him in the face all night, man. He even hurt Regis. Now, I guess people can argue that, say, oh, Devin had the extra power because of his weight, but I don't think that's what it was. I think it's the fact that Devin wasn't as drained as he was usually being at 135 that, you know, his power came back. And I think that's going to be a factor in this Brian Norman Jr. fight too. I think this is going to be one of those fights where Devin is looking his best because he's not Drainos. We really gonna see Hanos this time, you know? So I think Devin Power could possibly show up, and that could be a problem for Brian Norman Jr. Let me see what somebody said. Okay, he said Dev was too big at 142. Dev is a boxer, but the weight advantage is just for Dev's confidence. Oh, so now him being bigger just gave him confidence. I heard it all, bro. It's just his confidence. Okay. Let me see what else he said. He said he's not trying to sit in the pocket for real because Dev know what you know, frequent. Dev don't have a chin. And there we go with that. Now, how could Devin not have a chin when we saw Devin is the first person that I ever saw catch a punch, a flush right, a flush left hook from Ryan Garcia and get up from it, bro. We saw people get grazed with Ryan Garcia left hook and don't get up or be, you know, not don't be right for the rest of the fight and get, you know, stopped. Devin Haney took about 6 of them Johns. He took about 6 of them Johns flush, man. I know it was more than 6, but 6 at least, bro. He caught and still got up. Come on, and you saying he don't got no chin? Last I checked, if you don't got no chin, that means it's easy for you to get hurt and knocked out, bro. So why he couldn't knock Devin Haney out then? Let me see what else he said. Why they ain't calling Boots or Abdullah out for not fighting in a natural weight class? Well, you know the answer to that. Well, Boost do got a lot of haters though. Abdullah Mason don't got a lot of haters yet, but I'm imagining that he about to get a bunch of haters too. But that's what they hate on Devin, man. Devin is the most hated boxer in boxing, man. Period. Jab Queen, what's good? Let me see. He said, "You hear it damn near every fight. He's too small." Devin's favorite comment to his opponent. So what? So what? That's his favorite comment. He too small. That's psychological though, bro. That's psychological for real. He say that to everybody. Y'all talking about Brian Norman Jr. got the reach advantage and he's bigger than Devin. And what Devin tell him? The same thing, man. Psychological, man. Everyone has a plan until they get hit. True. Let me see. D1 said it's very easy for Devin to get hurt, and we visually see it. That's why he has a weak 10 or a suspect chin. And it could have been from the weight cut. We gotta see. I mean, yeah, I mean, being drained do affect your punch resistance, but I think Devin looked like he was drained in that Ryan Garcia fight. He looked like he had a hard weight cut in that fight. But if that, lower your punch resistance, sheesh, Devin still got up from 6 of them Johns. So y'all don't got no room to really say Devin got a weak chin, if you asking me, man. He said, what in the Jab Queen said, what in the Haney attic is going on here? It ain't no hating on Devin Haney. That's what's going on here. Here go Jab Queen with the weight bully stuff. So you a weight bully, but y'all already agreeing that being drained is gonna take away your punch resistance. So make it make sense. Why? How you calling somebody a weight bully if being bigger than the other fighter is actually putting them at a disadvantage? Please explain that. Man, I gotta get my glasses, man. I'm on my phone with it, so it's hard for me to read what y'all saying, but right. So you just made my point. That's Devin's psychological advantage. He stayed at 135 for 30 fights for a reason. No, yeah, y'all try to ignore the reason why he stayed there. He stayed there to try to fight your favorite fighter, Javante Tank Davis, and Tank wouldn't fight him. And now we know that Tank was ducking him. Come on, man. Devin became undisputed in his weight class while he was there, and he was content with keeping a secondary belt and not fighting a champion that was there, a undisputed champion that was there. And Devin said he would stay there. That was the only reason he was willing to stay at 135. And he let Shakur try to. Shakur just got at 135, and he let Shakur jump the line and get in line to try to fight Devin, only to duck Devin still himself. I don't mind giving y'all a history lesson. I was here for it. Y'all act like y'all don't remember that I was here for it, so I know the truth. Oh yeah, he said 10 was a typo. Yeah, I figured it out. He definitely had a tough weight cut every fight. I don't think he had a tough weight cut in that Regis fight. When his first move up to 140, I think Devin looked good, at the weigh-in in that fight. But it was just his next fight. He looked like he had outgrown the weight class already. He was looking good the first fight. Come on, man. You can't front on that. Devin was looking good in the pause. Devin was looking like he's supposed to look in that 140 fight with Regis, man. Norman has no footwork, huh? Did Osterine give Ryan footwork? No, Osterine got Ryan some crazy strength on top of his left hook. It laced his left hook. That's what it did. Got up 6 times. So you agree Devin was being helped by the referee? No, Devin wasn't getting helped by the referee. What make you say that? Ryan, your boy Ryan, Osterine, man, cheating. He punching on the brake and everything. Come on, man. The ref wasn't cheating. The ref was for anything. The ref should have took some points away from Ryan Garcia. He cheated for the ref was helping Ryan Garcia. That's who he was helping. Ryan Garcia turned his back several times, like maybe 7 times. This guy turned his back and didn't get a point taken away. Matter of fact, he warned Devin and said he was going to take a point away from Devin for punching him in the back when he has his back turned. Where you supposed to hit him at? It was confusing for Devin. And come on, man, y'all got the nerve to say that the referee was cheating for Devin. No, the referee was cheating for Ryan Garcia. That's who the referee was cheating for, letting him get away with that. He should have been had a point taken away for turning his back. A lot of times that means that you give up. You know what I'm saying? If you turn your back, the ref could throw the fight. The fight could be over from you turning your back excessively. But he got away with it. But y'all want to say the ref helped Devin instead of help Ryan Garcia. See, no, he didn't. Devin became undisputed without fighting a single contemporary. Yeah, because they was ducking them. Come on, bro. I was there. You ain't gonna be able to spin me with nothing crazy, bro. I was there watching when y'all was telling Devin Haney, y'all was mad because Bill and Devin Haney wouldn't stop saying Tank name. Y'all start crying every time he say his name because he want to fight him. That's why. Y'all, oh, he wasn't, Tank don't want to fight him because he was being mean to Tank. He called Tank a gorilla and this and that, and he's calling him a monkey, whatever. Come on, man. What they supposed to hold hands? He don't supposed to be nice to him to give him a fight, bro. Why you want somebody to be nice to you to give you a fight? You supposed to be ready to rumble because they talking crazy about you. If they talking bad, that's supposed to get them to fight. Since when you got to talk nice to somebody to get a fight with them? Come on, man. Y'all condone that ducking, man. That's duck energy right there. Man, and now look at this guy. He said the thing is Norman punches harder than Ryan with steroids. I can't tell. Norman be catching people with a lot of flush punches, bro, to not be hurting them. How many times he punched Sasaki in the face and Sasaki didn't go down? Come on, man. Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan, if you ask me, Ryan Garcia's left hook is way better than Brian Norman Jr.'s left hook. Y'all just all caught up in him knocking out that nobody, Jin Sasaki, the extra in the Godzilla movie somewhere. Nobody ain't know who he was, bro. Y'all just be hating on them. And look at this guy. That 1 billionth of a gram of Osterine didn't help at all. Come on. Now, this is the kind of comment that make me think that y'all not that smart, man. Since when does the amount of Osterine that he had, that with the PEDs that they have in their system, the amount on the night of the fight, since when does that matter? They're trying to hide it. They're trying to get it out of their system. So you're not going to find a lot in there. You're not going to, and you're acting, and this comment makes me think that the way you're looking at it is he got to have a lot in his system for it to start working. No, they're getting the benefits of it and then they get it out of their system. So you don't see it. That's what the cheaters are doing. What the heck are y'all talking about? This billionth of a gram stuff. It was 60 times over the limit, bro. Ryan Garcia is the only fighter in history that I know of that everybody defend him to the death when he popped dirty and condemn the other fighter who got cheated on. Y'all ridiculous with the hate, man. Just blatant hate. Just blatant hate. What she say? You would say that frequent. He got up. I agree. You agree with what, Jab Queen? The more reckless someone talk, the more you're supposed to find. Oh, the more you're supposed to fight them. Yeah, exactly. So now you see why I'll be saying that Tank was ducking. It was duck energy. You know, where people saying the opposite, talking about how he they talking about how bad he treated Tank and how he racist, talking about a black person is racist towards another black person. Come on, man. Devin Chin can't take those punches though. That chin is shaky. If that's what y'all want to believe, man. If he could take 6 Jones from Ryan Garcia, I'm sure he could take a couple of them from Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. I don't know why y'all hyping that boy up like that, man. And then I bet you after Devin beat him, y'all gonna be talking about Devin ain't beat nobody. Y'all gonna be talking about Brian Norman Jr. was too green. He was wet behind the ears and all of that stuff. All of the excuses that y'all make up. Oh, he ain't had feet. He ain't had good feet. He was a flat-footed Mexican. They gonna turn that man to a flat-footed Mexican or something. Bro, when has Ryan stopped anyone with a jab? Tell me one. Not a jab, yo. Oh, wait, I don't understand it. You got to be more clear what you're saying. Are you saying that if somebody got a jab, then Ryan Garcia can't stop him? Or are you asking when has Ryan Garcia put somebody down with a jab? So you got to be more clear. I don't know which way to take that one. Devin used Tank's name just like he used Tio's name, Shakur's name, and anyone else in or around his weight class for clout. So all of those people you named, it's the opposite. They use Devin name for clout. That's what happened. If you want to know how, click the link so we could talk about it. That's all you got to do. They go to the link right there. The first person with some sense right here. Well, my man Dank Father was in here too, but lunging Norman getting smoked. For sure. Stop the cat. And what happens when Devin sleep? When he sleep, he wake up in the morning and start his workout, I guess. I don't know. Why you worried about when he at home sleep, man? When B Norm go to sleep in the ring, what's gonna happen? I'm predicting Devin gonna stop him. That's what I'm predicting. I think Devin gonna stop him. What y'all got to say about that? What about Brian Norman Jr. chin? Boca Chica put exactly. That's what I'm talking about right there. And we saw Devin Haney throw that right cross a lot when he was fighting Cambosis. We saw him throw that 1-2. The same one that put your boy down. Joseph Jackson was good. Oh, what he saying? I'm saying Norman stop grown man with a jab. Ryan ain't doing that. Oh, so you think Brian Norman Jr.'s jab is going to be a problem for Devin? I don't think that because I really don't think that Devin is going to be there I don't think he's going to be in front of Brian Norman Jr. like y'all think he's going to be. It might play out like the Regis fight, to be honest. Yep. Yep. Everybody was using Devin name for clout. Yep, because all of those people that you was naming, for one, Tio went public and said that he was planning to never fight Devin Haney. He said he was going to drop the belts and move up to 140, and Devin Haney was never going to be undisputed. He was going to have to collect all the belts and everything. So, you know, he was using Devin name for clout. He was acting like he was going to fight Devin, and he ain't scared of Devin and all of that. He going to stop Devin after that fight, but then he revealed his real plans. He was saying Devin wasn't going to never be undisputed because he was going to run. He was going to drop the belts and run up to 140. But one thing that he didn't take into consideration is that he could possibly lose to George Kambosos. And that's exactly what happened. So his plans got thwarted. So he was clout chasing, and we already know what happened with Shakur Stevenson, man. And I like Shakur, but you know, he was clout chasing, you know, when he was telling Devin Haney to sign a contract and all of that stuff, and there wasn't no contract. And then when Bill and them sent him something, you know what I'm saying, an offer, you know, he wanted to turn it down. You know, I think that was the worst decision of Shakur's career right there, for real, because if he would have beat Devin Haney, he could have became undisputed right there. Right then and there, he would have been undisputed. All of the stuff that he was trying to do after Devin left, he wouldn't have had to do none of that stuff because he would have already been undisputed. Everybody would have had to come through him to get a belt. But he dropped the ball. He started playing like he wanted 50% and he deserved it and all of that stuff. 50-50 split. And it didn't work out for him. He made a bad decision. I know he was kicking himself after that, though. You're Yo, I've been had a channel though. This like my fourth channel, yo. Hold on, y'all. Hold on a second. Yeah. Yeah, man. I ain't planning to stay up here long. I just want to come up here and I just wanted to come up here and chat, see if somebody was gonna be brave enough to click the link. Ain't nobody clicking the link though. But y'all got a lot to say down here though. Let me see what he said. I never in life seen a fighter walk out the ring like Devin did to Shakur. That was a strike two after the H money when Bill begged them to stop bringing up Shakur versus Devin. I mean, that don't make no sense for you to harp on that right there. If you want to die on that hill, that's crazy because, you know, Devin Haney sent him an offer, yo. Let that part sink in. Devin Haney sent him an offer. Devin Haney was undisputed, and he turned it down, saying that he overpriced himself, talking about he deserved a 50-50 split and all of that stuff. Like, come on, think about that, bro. You just moved to 135 from 130. You fresh up there. You don't have no belt or nothing. You ain't had no belt when you left 130. You come up there and you got a chance to fight for undisputed on your second fight, and you dropped the ball on that. Come on, bro. That was the worst decision of his career so far. I bet you he won't. I bet you if he had it to do over again, he would take that fight. Yeah, y'all smash the like button, bro. Yo, I dropped the link. Hold on. Oh, here go Jab Queen.
Now, do I make you wait this long when you backstage on my shit?
My bad. I don't know what's going. This only my second time on the live, you know.
How
So
about the frequent
I ain't
acting
even
like
see you right
cute,
there. I look.
honey? Oh, don't do mother. I don't make you wait that long backstage.
No, somebody like dropped the link. I'm looking like I just dropped the link. Then I look and see you there. If he wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have never saw you probably.
Well, I came over here to spoil your little party. I see you up here having your little Haney parade and shit. So why not bring a storm to it? So where do you want to start, Frequent? I'm so
Hey,
excited.
well, I'm happy you agreed with me that we agreed for once right there. You
On
said
what?
you said you agreed that if a person is talking crazy about you, that should make you want to fight the person. Instead of
Absolutely.
Devontae Tank Davis and his team doing the opposite, saying that Bill called him a monkey and he disrespecting him and this and that and the third. That should make you want to punch him in his face.
I agree. It absolutely should. Being disrespectful to someone, this is not the dance. You're not asking them to dance, you're asking them to a fight. So I 100% agree with that. The more disrespectful, the more you should want to punch somebody in their shit. I don't know when we came into this era of prima donna where you got to talk nice to somebody to get a fight with them. That's the most idiotic thing I think I've ever heard. But let's get back to the topic at hand, the fight that's coming this weekend. I cannot wait. Oh, I just love it.
Oh
How do you
yeah,
feel, Frequent? Are you excited?
yeah, I'm excited, and I really hope that Brian Norman Jr. takes your advice that you gave him when you did that interview. You told him, you said a lot of people think that you don't know how to box and everything, that you don't box well. So I just want to see you really box, Devin, and so
Absolutely.
I hope he
Absolutely.
take that I hope he take that advice because he gonna get cooked if
Frequent.
he try to box
I
Devin.
really, I mean,
I'm
I
trying
love
to.
the fact that you are supporting Devin. I think that's important. That's your guy. You're riding with him. I find that important. I hope that check is nice. However, I think that Devin is really a good boxer. I really mean that, right? Like my issue was with Bill. So let's be very clear. I can't stand Bill. I'll step right on his big toe. I ever see him on the street. But I always thought that Devin was a good boxer. However, this elite shit, like, where's that? I was watching some of his fights earlier today. Where's at?
Well, Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. trying to box Devin Haney is like Devin Haney trying to walk Brian Norman
Listen,
Jr. down. Stick
where
what you
is
know
the
how to do,
elite
bro. Stick with
boxing,
your
bro? Point
best
me
at.
to a fight I can watch. Because even when I made the clip of him, I had to search high and low just for a clip of him putting a nigga down outside of the Regis fight. So
So
please tell me, where is this elite boxing skill? He has a jab. Yes, he does. But most niggas in boxing got a jab. Isn't that the most basic punch?
Queen, you don't gotta put somebody down to be elite though. Floyd didn't put a lot of people down when he became Money Mayweather,
When
but
he
he was
became
still
Money
elite
Mayweather,
though.
that is correct. In Pretty Boy Floyd's stage, though.
Yeah, so yeah, we talking about TBE. That's TBE
No,
right
no,
there.
no. That's what you were talking about. I'm talking about in totality as a whole. Where is this elite boxing credentials? I want to see it.
Oh,
Point me to it. Which
we see,
fights?
y'all got an excuse for everyone that I point out. The Regis fight.
Nigga,
What's
I
your
don't have
excuse
an
for that?
excuse for nothing.
The
I'm
Regis.
asking you. So,
I
okay,
just
yes,
told you the Regis fight.
I put Regis in the clip, and I put, I think, what was old boy name that he hit him with in the gut and put him down? That was like, that would think that was the 2019 fight, wasn't it? Monterock or Moran or something like that. That was. I put that clip in there, and I put the Regis because those were the only two clips. I wanted to do more. Frequent. I want to do more. So please point me to another one.
I
Do
can
you
put
do you think that hold on, do you think that Loma is an elite fighter?
I thought Loma was good, but with only 18 fights, I think they pumped him up mostly because of his amateur career. He had what, 300 and something fights in his amateur career. But yes, I thought that Loma was pretty good, but Devin arguably lost that fight. Loma was giving him all that he got in the back end of that fight, but
Okay, so
Devin
so
did
but
win that fight, so yes.
you're saying that Lomachenko is an elite fight. He was an elite fighter though, right?
I didn't consider him. I thought he was pretty good, but all of that, I think he was
Oh,
kind of pumped up because of Top Rank. Listen, if you want to say somebody with 18 fights is elite, then that's fine. That's on you. But I don't feel that way. I think you have to do more to have a bigger body of work. Like I said, most of his shit was gas because of his amateur background, which, hey, it is what it is. But who else besides Lomachenko with only 18 fights are y'all calling elite?
I would say that Lomachenko was overhyped. I would say that. He was overhyped. I watched them in the interview. I watched Bud Crawford and Andre Ward in the interview, and the person that was interviewing told both of them that Loma was pound for pound the best fighter. And both of those guys were standing there with impressive, way more impressive records. No losses. You know, more than 20 fights.
Okay,
And
more than 20. But that's what I'm
and
saying.
you had
Who
and hold
outside
on,
of
but you had.
Lomachenko with 18 fights are we saying is elite? I'm asking you. Who else would you say that about?
I mean, but I'm talking about how what we saw from him from the eye test. What we looked at Loma and saw. We saw that Loma was an elite fighter, though. He had great footwork. Loma had great footwork. He was fast. He had a knack for getting beside somebody and punching them they thought he was in front of them, right? They start calling Loma the Matrix because of his footwork and his hand speed, right? And how he made people lose track of where exactly he was at. So they was calling him the Matrix. I would say that he was an elite fighter, but I think
Somebody
he
got
was.
background frequent.
Yeah, that's somebody else on the panel. Oh, that was I don't know who that was. But yeah, we saw Loma get overhyped, but I do think he was an elite fighter though. I think they just pushed him too much, saying that he was the best thing since Muhammad Ali and all of that stuff. I wasn't
Yeah, that's
rocking
what
with
I'm
none
talking
of
about.
that.
That's a lot
But
of
I
hype.
do
But
think
even
that but I do think he was an elite fighter though.
with
Not too
only
many
18
people
fights,
was I don't see too many people at 135 beating Lomachenko. That wasn't even his normal weight class. I think really Lomachenko was a 130-pound fighter. But he
mm,
he he moved up to 135 because he was daring to be great. And
mm,
and I'd be pressed to find somebody at 135 that I would just say would just wash Loma. I think with Loma hurt himself because Loma just started late in that fight. I think if he would have been pressing,
yeah,
he
I
would have been
agree.
stepping on the gas early, like he was doing in the later rounds. I think he would have won that fight. The same thing with Devin. I don't know. I don't know if I would say that he would have won the fight, but it would have been a more competitive fight, though. I think it might have been a different outcome if Lomachenko wouldn't have took off the 11th and 12th round in both of those fights. The fight against Devin and against T.O.
Yeah,
T
yeah.
took off the 11th and 12th. Oh, who else was about to say something? Who that? Ray Davis or Joseph? Who that?
Uh,
Jonathan Jackson?
yeah, I was about to say something, but I mean, I guess if you looking for, I guess elite moments from Devin Haney, uh, you could see it in that Lomachenko fight. It was either the fifth or sixth round. Loma, he was trying to tee off. Devin was fighting on the back foot, planted his foot, hit him with I think it was a right hand to the body, dipped out of there, and on the way out, he hit him with a left hand to the body. Is that not elite shit? I think that's elite shit.
Well, that's what you think. I kind of don't have that same
But
opinion. I mean, Loma was also like Frequent just said, a real 130 pounder. We know Devin is now at 147. Really should probably be at 154, right? So, I mean, like I said, I get it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all think Devin is elite, I'm just not impressed. I've never have been, if
he
I'm
said
being honest.
he said Devin should be at 154.
Wow.
I don't really see
All
Are
right.
how that's
you
funny.
My
Did y'all not
question
see the
is,
picture? Did y'all not see him standing next to David Benavidez? He didn't look like David Benavidez was towering over him.
serious?
Yeah, very.
okay. Um, so let's keep it clear. What us being an elite fighter is very subjective. I mean, what is the
That's true.
definition of an elite fighter, first of all, when you actually ask that question? Because you can pick moments. Some people think knockouts or make a fighter elite, but does it? I
No, I
think
don't
when
think
you look
so.
at elite, in my opinion, I think it's what you do in your career, what your accolades say, what your resume presents. That makes you more of an elite fighter than just going in the ring and proving something to somebody or who your competition was. It's the accolades. It's what brought you to the table. Being an undisputed champion, that has something to say on his part. Being a unified champ. I'm sorry, two division champion. Excuse me for saying that. Being the two division champion, being undefeated, regardless of the blemish and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'll put the asterisk there. I'm cool with that. But the fact that we are looking at a person that's going for a three divisions, being pound for pound list multiple times, as high as fourth on the pound for pound list, that says a lot. So I mean, again, it's all subjective. But when you
Hmm.
have things that are stapled in the category of greatness, whether it's an error or history, you know what I mean, however you want to put it, that does solidify some eliteness. Now, do I think Devin has an elite career? No, it's not done yet. And I think to say any fighter currently is elite is kind of like just reaching and stretching because we haven't seen something
I
yet. Like he
agree.
hasn't washed everybody. He hasn't
I
washed
don't think any of these
every
new niggas
single
are any
person.
elite.
Um, like 12-0 every round. He's done a lot. Done that a lot, but not every single round he's won in every single fight. Even in that's what to me made Floyd great because Floyd would dominate almost every round in every fight. That is a status like Bud Crawford dominating Canelo. That was an elite performance. There's rounds where you've seen Bud in certain fights. He was Velasquez. Um, that wasn't a he won most of the rounds, but he had a moment there, right? That he had to overcome. But if you take that round away, he didn't dominate every round. So elite
Hmm.
is something that you just kind of have to wait and see. Something you just don't throw out there and say, okay, he's elite because he's my favorite fighter, or he's elite because
Absolutely.
all these. I think it's a multiple
A multiple facet of things,
accolades that are
and I
built
agree
up
with that.
to create
I
that
personally,
mountain.
I don't use accolades to justify whether a fighter is elite or not because we know there's plenty of dogs out here with not a goddamn title to their name. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't use accolades, and we all know that some accolades are given because certain fights need to be made for the business aspect of boxing. So I really don't look at accolades. I look more or less on who you fight, right? Like you mentioned Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather fought dogs. So did Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? I just think that back then the fighters were a little different. So I agree with you when you say that it is subjective, because to me it is as well. To me, none of these new school fighters are elite. You know, maybe when they finish their body of work, they will be. But as of right now, a lot of these niggas are ducking real smoke. You know what I'm saying? All of them. I'm not excluding anybody. You know, a lot of these niggas are ducking real smoke. A lot of these niggas don't want to take any of the fights that they should take, afraid that their O may go away. I mean, like for instance, the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia situation. Y'all want to say Ryan popped dirty? Cool, Ryan popped dirty. The first thing he should have did was fight Ryan Garcia. They spent enough time out of the ring. They spent the same amount of time out of their ring. They came back on the same damn card. So what better fight to be made than the one where you claim a nigga just cheated you? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
that
to
He
me,
didn't
that
claim he
let me
cheated him. He
finish.
actually did
Let
cheat
me
him though.
finish.
He
Let me
actually did
finish.
cheat him though.
Okay, sure, we'll go with that. So instead of you first going to the commission asking for a rematch like the Kodo shit, the first thing you did was go ask for your O to be put back on your record. You know what I'm saying? That's soft nigga shit to me. You should have wanted that
yeah,
shit back in blood. Right?
yeah,
Now I get it. Y'all saying now Ryan shit the bed, Rolly beat him up. But again, that should have been his first fucking fight. They spent the same amount of time out of the ring. That should have been your last fight and then your
I
first
mean,
fight back.
can I respond to that,
wasn't
Frequent?
that wasn't that a
Yeah,
request that
hold
Devin
on.
made? He wanted that fight when it.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on, Ray.
I
Let's
mean,
let
that's what
Jonathan
that
get
was
in. Let
said,
Jonathan
but
get in here.
Yeah, yeah. Devin actually wanted that fight. Ryan was the
so
one
what
that.
happened?
Yeah, Ryan wanted a tune-up. So, and
yep.
Turkey didn't
I
want to
don't
go.
recall.
Yeah,
I don't
No, he
recall
on
that. But
point.
if
I
that's
mean,
what you saying that
if you let
Ryan
me
wanted, then
finish,
that's
if you
what you
let me
said
finish,
that Ryan wanted. I
you let,
can't hear you going in and out.
if you let me finish, as I let you finish, maybe you might understand.
I didn't say I had a problem comprehending. I said I didn't see
I'm
that.
just
There's a
saying.
difference.
I'm just saying.
There's a
If you
difference. And
finish,
stop trying to be smart, Jonathan.
All
I'm
right,
not.
hold
But
on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Go ahead. Just say it, man.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
say what you was saying, trying to say.
Yeah, Devin Haney wanted that fight actually on the fight coming back, but Ryan had other plans and he messed up the plan. That's on him. Now Devin Haney still wants to fight. He still want to fight him. And you lied about Cotto. Oh, he went to get it back in blood. Cotto, that took like what 3 years? He didn't fight him immediately after. So stop the cap right there.
Look, I think Tank fans don't got no room to talk about nobody taking an immediate
Hold
rematch,
on.
man, after
Here we
this,
go.
man. But I ain't gonna get
And
into it.
did I say
I
did
ain't
I
gonna
say
kick him while
nobody?
he
I
down.
think we
I
Did
ain't
got to
gonna kick him
stop.
while he
hold on, hold
down.
on, hold on, hold on,
So
hold
that
on,
I ain't
because I
gonna
don't give
kick
a
him while
damn
he
about
down.
that.
So
You
we
can't
just
kick
gonna leave it
nobody.
at
No,
that.
I ain't down no goddamn way. If
No,
anybody
not
down his
you.
goddamn business.
I'm talking about your favorite fighter. I ain't gonna kick him while he down, so I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Child, please.
But
At
y'all
the end
know
of the
what I'm talking
goddamn
about.
day,
Oh my God.
we all know what you're talking about
Yeah,
frequently. And
why
at
are
the
you
end of the
bringing up
day, I
Tank,
agree
bro?
with you. He should have went
Why
rematch
you
road. But
bringing
if
up
you
Tank?
have hundreds of millions of dollars on the goddamn table, who gives a shit? right? But yes, I agree. That is a
Well,
fight that he needs to circle the block and have again. Again, I don't see any of
He
these
should
leaders
be
elite.
fighting
I
him
don't think
right
none of these
now.
niggas are.
He
That
shouldn't
is
be fighting
correct.
nobody else. He should be fighting Roach right
Well, we
now.
can say
They
that
should be
about a
setting up
couple
the
of niggas.
paperwork right now.
Yeah, but if you're gonna call anybody elite,
but
it gotta be
why?
Devin
But
Haney
why
for
are we bringing?
talking his own
Why are
thing.
we comparing Tank in a
Because
situation
they're in
like
love with him.
let's
Oh,
Because
all
they're
right,
in
eliminate
then
love
Tank
with
enough
him.
with the
Because
tank
they're in
talk
love
because
with
I know
him.
that.
They in love
Yeah,
with him.
enough with the tank talk,
and
y'all,
and
because
it's
she getting too emotional about it.
I
Can stop
I
talking
don't
about
really
tank,
like
man.
Frequent,
doing that.
frequent. Don't
It's
play
not
with me.
about
Don't
emotions,
play with
bro.
me.
Just keep it
Don't
left
play with
field. We're
me.
talking
Don't
about
play with me.
Ryan in
No,
Don't
but
general.
play with me.
hold on. But I
It's
will
Don't
say
play
this
crazy.
with
about
me.
the. I want to say this about the accolades, though. You know, belts mean everything to me. You know, and
We know that.
I get it when people be trying to say,
You broke
"Oh
up.
yeah, well anybody could get a belt." Well, anybody can't get undisputed though. You talking about somebody who got all the belts? Come on, man, you can't dismiss that.
I
Undisputed
didn't
can't be
dismiss it.
taken
I'm
lightly in
telling
no
you.
way.
I
Hold
So
on.
people,
Frequent.
no,
And again, those are
not
your
just hold
he
on,
talking
hold
about
qualifications.
on,
the
Those
not
are
he
hold
not
talking
on,
about the
hold on,
mine,
chat.
not
bro.
Queen,
He not
hold
talking
on,
about
not
you,
just
Jab
hold
Queen.
on, not
Jab.
just you. It's somebody in
He
the
talking
chat
about
who
the
said
people
it's
on the
yeah, it's
screen.
somebody on the
Yeah,
screen. He was talking about the accolades and talking about Devin's undisputed wasn't nothing special. Now you got I agree it's
it
different
was special.
ways that people become undisputed. Some people it's a harder road for them to become undisputed. Like if when Errol Spence collected all three belts, if he would have beat Terrence Crawford, then you know that would have been looked at by me as a bigger feat, you know, by him
Great accomplishment.
becoming
Yeah,
bigger accomplishment by him becoming undisputed by collecting the belts one by one. But just to be undisputed, period, can't be taken lightly. I don't think anybody can just become undisputed. Like people say, oh yeah, anybody can be, you know, a champion because you know anybody could get a shot at the belt. But anybody can't
So you
get
didn't
a
agree with
shot at
Devin when he said that
undisputed
to
though.
Brian Norman. So you
You
didn't agree with Devin when he said that to Brian Norman.
it's hard as hell to become undisputed. You got to
Just
do
said
all these. You
well,
got to jump through
Frequent.
a bunch of
So did you
hoops and everything.
agree with Devin when he said that about Brian Norman? Did you agree with him?
Yeah, I agree with
anybody
him.
can be a
Yeah,
champion.
it's
But
somebody.
be
you didn't.
I said,
hold
yeah, I
on,
just
be
said
clear.
anybody
Hold
can
on.
be. I just
Let me
said
hear what he
anybody can
say.
be put in a position to
He
be
said a lot
a
of things.
champion. I said
He
anybody
said
can
that
be put in a
anybody could be a
position to be.
champion.
Yeah,
And frequent to say
and
he
I'm
Right.
don't
saying
think
that too.
anybody could be a champion.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You ain't listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying that, yeah, I agree. You can say that when you're just talking about one belt. But to be undisputed, no, that's multiple
But he didn't
championships.
clarify that. He didn't clarify that.
All
That's
right.
what I said the
All
first
right.
time when
He
I
ain't
first
So
never
started
admitted
talking. When I first started
I
talking,
think
that's what I said.
that's a sensitive subject, right? So when you're looking at a person and you look at what Devin said to Brian Norman, I think he's saying that as promoters they move fighters certain ways, right? I'm not making a defense because I think at the same time you had Eddie Hearn trying to push for fights. Devin was trying to get all those fights with Loma. He was trying to get he was trying to fight Ryan. He was trying to get a lot of good fights. He even tried to fight Tank. And I think that when you're looking at Brian Norman and his situation, he was just fighting what came to him because of promotional situation. Now that he became champion, and with all due respect to Brian Norman, he's taking on all comers. He's not ducking no smoke either. So I think to say like, oh, well, you only got it because you lucked into it, that's kind of like false because
That's disrespectful.
he did earn it and things like that. You know what I mean? He got to that point where he got that fight and he won the belt. You know what I mean? And the odds were against him. So that right
Hmm.
there is enough said.
Yeah,
We have to also give that same credit to George Kambosos. The odds were against him. Tiafimo was ducking Devin. He avoided the fight
Yes, he
with Devin
was.
to go
Yes, he
fight
was.
Kambosos. And Kambosos, whether you lucked into it or not, you got the opportunity and you took advantage of it and you
That
won that
backfired
belt,
on his ass too.
right?
That backfired
And
on
it and
Tio.
it and it has happened multiple times in boxing. So when things like that happen, we have to not take credit away from the person that went in there and took the title from the champion. We have to respect that person that got that belt. Now, whether you held on to it for one fight, two fights, whatever the case may
Hmm.
be, we
Hmm.
know what it is. Because Keyshawn went in there and beat who I'm sorry,
Barenchik.
not Keyshawn.
Barenchik.
Yeah,
Barenchik.
Barinchak
No, you're
beat. I'm
right.
sorry.
Barenchik. He
I
just
want
got
to
that
start
belt
earlier.
before.
Barinchak went in there and Shakur was supposed to go fight for that belt, right? Because of that situation and
Hmm.
him shopping around, Bob took that Navarrete fight away from him and gave it to
Hmm.
Barinchak. Barinchak went in there and beat the brakes off of Navarrete, which wasn't supposed to happen. And then we end up getting Keyshawn fighting a Barentek who's a lot smaller than him and shouldn't even. I don't even know why he was at the division, but it is what it is. He beat him. He took the
Right,
title. He
right.
earned it, and we're not mad at it. So it doesn't matter how you get the belt. No, I don't think so. I think as long as you go in there and you do what you're supposed to do as a fighter and win, it shouldn't be no question. I think once people start pushing that little button of, oh, he didn't check this box, he didn't check that box, he didn't do that, he moved around this way, then we're starting to look at things funny, right? And then we're starting to question what our thoughts are, what our character is. Because would you have taken the opportunity to go get a belt regardless if the opponent was subpar, or would you want to go and fight somebody that's going to be harder and say, okay, well, I know I'm going to look better getting this belt, but even if I look better getting this belt and I'll beat that guy that's harder, and I got a chance to lose, or do I go over here and I go beat this guy? I know that's easy, get this belt, get my name in there, and then I can get unification. Because we see Richard Hitchens, we see Tiafimo not fighting the other champions, but yet they went and took easier fights to get the belts, and no one's complaining about that.
I complained about it. I complained about you probably don't come on my channel a lot, but I call
No,
Gary
I'll
Antoine
be
Russell
watching. I'll be watching.
the boogeyman of
I,
140 all the goddamn time because niggas is not trying to unify with him. So to
You
me,
thought
that's a
who the
little
boogeyman
different.
140?
Gary Antoine Russell.
I don't know if he that boogie. I mean, he a good fighter. I don't
He
think he.
definitely not the boogeyman.
I don't
Who
think.
the boogeyman at 140 then?
The
I don't know.
boogeyman don't lose his belts like that.
I don't know if that.
Nigga, yo, frequent, that's what I'm talking about, bro. This is
He,
boxing, bro. If you're not fighting them fights, then you're not gonna lose no belt. Since when do we have this thing where niggas can't lose? All of a sudden they trash if they lose.
No, I'm not saying you can't. I'm
I
not
agree with
saying you
we
Eric.
never
trash because
called
you
him
lost, but
trash.
I'm saying you can't be no boogeyman if somebody beating you.
Okay.
I don't know if he.
So
I
who wanna
mean,
unify
Or am
with
I
him?
crazy?
did
So
he?
who wanna
If
unify
I
with
see
him?
somebody
He's
beat you, you ain't the boogeyman no
So
more.
hold on, frequent. So who calling his name? I hear Richardson Hitchens calling everybody name but his. I
Uh,
hear
Hey,
Tio calling everybody name but
Blame
y'all
his.
his
was saying
promoter.
they were saying Matthias
Promoter.
was the boogeyman. Then Matthias lost, and so he not the boogeyman no more. And then
Who?
Antoine Russell was
Okay,
the boogeyman. He ain't the boogeyman no
hold on.
more either.
I
He
don't see
lost.
anybody running to get. My point is, I don't see none of these niggas running around here trying to unify with them. Do you?
Shit, blame his promoter.
I ain't
Wait.
blaming nobody but them.
Blame
They the
PBC.
ones that run their career. That's the
Blame
problem.
blame
Some of
PBC.
these niggas
Hey,
hide behind their promoters.
the check
That's the
obviously
problem.
not big enough. They make more
Wait.
money than him.
Who all
They
the
ain't trying
uh,
champions
to
at
make
140
no
right now
money.
though?
Subriel
Tiafimo,
Matias, Teofimo Lopez, if I'm
He,
not mistaken,
he,
Gary
he,
Antoine
and
Russell
they're
has
about
a
to fight for
belt.
the and,
Wait,
and they're
Matias
about
got
to fight
another
for the
belt?
IBF.
yeah, he beat Puello,
Or did
Yeah, he beat Puello.
he
Oh
really
yeah.
did.
and that was a questionable fight, but I know why that happened.
I thought Puello really
That
won,
happened.
but never
Yeah,
mind.
Puello won.
Yeah, but I mean that.
I
Listen, that
think
was a
so
tight
too.
fight, right?
Well,
Let's keep
I
It
it
don't
cool.
hear
was.
the boogeyman calling
I thought
nobody out either though.
You
I
must not
thought
be
Gary
Puello
watching
called
enough
won,
because he damn sure is.
but
nah,
I
Gary called everybody out. He don't bring that check. So it's like I'm making 1 million and then
So
you
this is what I'm
so
talking
you
about,
saying
right?
it's a
saying
So
risk.
like
now
I
y'all
hate
So we're
saying
talking
everybody.
that
about risk.
y'all say that
Now
about Gary, right? Go
we're
ahead.
moving elite to risk versus reward, right? So that
That's
right
the
there
truth though.
is not really a status, because just because you're a risk, I mean, if you're a fighter like you're supposed to be, right? You go get that title, you go get that strap. You know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
what your job is. It shouldn't matter what the risk is. Now, if the payday is not what you want it to be, there's ways of getting that money, right? Everybody bring the turkey bell any other time they want some money.
But
So if that's the fight you want, then you know what I mean, find a way to make it
but
happen.
Turkey only
If you
fought
got to collab or do something with it. Now, I'm not here taking any sides. I'm just listening to y'all and I'm just giving a point of view from what I'm hearing.
right.
Um, I don't think Sabril. I think Sabril actually and Antoine should be fighting right now. That's who I think the fight should be, or it should be Hitchens in one of those two. The problem is we
I
already see
agree.
Hitchens duck Sabril Matias three
Yep.
times.
Didn't they
Um,
Yep.
both beat the
on
fighter
three.
that beat each other, yo?
Yes, but it's crazy, right? So it's funny. Yo, you
Where's the
stupid.
unification
Um,
fights?
Ain't nobody
but
gonna
They
right
both beat
unify
now,
the
one
opponent that beat each other. So
135
y'all
and
might as well get
140
it in
not
the rumble.
unified. That's over with. They
but
ain't unified.
we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens with the Roach fight. Maybe Roach is one of those guys that's up for the test, and he'll go in there and fight anybody and everybody, because he's not making $3-4 million a fight. You know what I mean? He's making anywhere from 600,000 and down probably. So
Who
he'll
Roach?
take a fight at 1 million.
Roach?
I ain't say what his last. Hold on, I didn't say what his last fight was.
Talking
I
about
said
this
he's
fight
not
he got.
making.
He's not making 600,000 this fight.
Huh?
He's not making 600,000 with Pitbull. You might want to go up.
Okay, if he's making a little bit more, he's making a little bit more. Whatever. I
I
don't
don't
even
care,
care
bro.
about that. That's probably
Hold
going
on.
to back into. That's probably going to back in of him not getting the Tank fight and him wanting to sue Tank for making him wait. So
He
PBC might
can't.
have
He
played a little bit.
that
You know what
lawsuit
I mean?
has no legs.
That
Pitbull need
that
to
might have
move
What?
back
had that
down to
might have had a play.
135, man. He's
But I'm
small.
saying
What y'all mean?
that might have had a
About the
play
play?
into where his budget was because they owed him. He signed up for that fight and that fight went away. So they're just trying to make up for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that there's nothing
But
bad that
again, I
comes
got a
out of it.
question for
We
you.
don't know. We don't know. I'm only speculating. We
I
don't
got a
know.
question for you,
But
Ray.
what we do know, what I know, I got you. But what I'm saying, what we do know is he has an average, and I was talking about averages. He's not averaging $2 to $3 million a fight. He's averaging around 650. Am I wrong?
No, you're
Right.
not wrong,
So
but
when you
I got a
average,
question for you.
that's what happened. You
I
broke
got a
up.
I got a question for you.
Okay, let me finish building. You can ask me the question. So what I was saying, what I was getting at is if Lamont Roach is out there making the average in that fight, maybe he will take the Antoine Russell fight if he beats Pitbull. Maybe he will take the fight with Sabrina Matias if he beats Pitbull because he's willing to step up and fight for the belts. He'll take a lower payday to get the opportunity. And that's what more fighters need to start doing. But at the same time, will they accept the fight? You know what I mean? Because there's two ends to this. So we have to see how that works out. Then you got promotional managers, this. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, but we have to wait and see. Like I said, I'm not making excuses for none of these guys. I don't know what any of them are having plans and what the ideas are. But what we do need to know is that there's a lot of fighters out there that are not meeting each other in a square circle, and it's becoming a crazy part of boxing. But go ahead. What's your question, John?
Okay, so with Lamont Roach making what I'll say, which I think he made over 2 million for the Tank fight, and with him
I
about
think
to
he
make,
probably made about five. He probably made five. I
okay, yeah,
think at the
so
end
you
of the
got him
day.
five right here, and I got him probably making 1 or 2 million for the
Just
Pitbull
say
fight.
1.2. I'll give him 1.2 to top at this
Okay,
fight
do you
because
think he's
Pitbull
gonna
doesn't make
go?
more than Pitbull's not a guy that makes over like $3 million a fight. I think his biggest payday is like 3 4 million.
Yeah, but do you think Lamont, from him making this 2 fights in a row, he's not going under 1 million again? He's not
No,
going to do.
no people aren't going backwards. No, he's not going backwards. But if he wants, you got to let's look at it this way, right? Let's put it in a greater perspective. You have a job that's going to give you all the benefits, make you comfortable. You can You know what I mean? You can live comfortably in your life. You get everything. They give you all the benefits, this, and that. But yet they pay you $50,000 a year. And let's just say we're in a different time where that's affordable to live, comfortable living, right? Or you get a job that double that. They'll give you $100,000 a year, but they give you none of these things. So you have to worry about insurances. You know what I mean? They put you in a metro area where you got to pay more in your rent or your mortgage. Like all that changes. So now you have to weigh out the odds. Like, yo, at the end of the day, I get all this and then some with the benefit. Making less is more comfortable, and I can still do the same thing. Or I can go take the one over here that's going to put me in a fast-paced life and may help me promote myself to another level. But I'm taking the risk of and a chance of, what I mean, getting because if my kids get hurt or if I get hurt or something, I ain't got the insurance. If this happens, you know what I mean? My house is costing more, so it's going to really average out to be the same that I'm spending. Plus, I live in a market where everything's more money. Now I got to spend more money to average it out. Which one weighs out the option? So you really have to look at it and what option weighs out. So if I have an opportunity to get a belt, would I take less money for it? Absolutely, because that accolade is going to grow. I already had two big fights. I have a payday and a scale that I'm at. So maybe it won't be 650, maybe it'll be 900 because I can negotiate that. But at the end of the day, if they say, okay, we're not giving you nine, we'll give you eight. Okay, I'll take that eight and I get the opportunity for a belt. Does that make more sense than saying, okay, well, I only taking 2 million, bro, because I fought this guy for a belt for that, and I just fought this guy for 1.5, and it's either give me that belt, give me this money, or we ain't got no fight. Which one sounds better?
Yeah, but if he put in
That's the way I.
predicament, if he's put in that predicament, right, and it's like, oh, don't tell nobody you got this option or you can't speak about it. All right, you might have to make a decision. But if he got options to fight for multiple belts that I'm pretty sure he's about to have. Because he a buzzing name right now. At any 135 or 140, his name popping.
Okay.
So if he got multiple options,
Right. But you just
it's both and it's more
but you
money
but
than that option. I'm
you're
taking
right.
more
But you
the more
just
money.
said, but is he signed to the PBC? No, he's not. He's still not signed to them. He just has a one fight deal that was left over. So that
Yeah.
means
So
he has to re-up that 1 year contract, one fight contract, and he has to make sure that their guy, they got to pay their guy first, which is going to be Antoine Russell, and he's going to get probably the bigger bang because you're not going to sit there and say, "Well, I'm going to sign you for 1 year, one fight deal. I'm going to give you more money than my champion that you can come over and take his title." No, absolutely not. It's not going to happen.
yeah, but that's why it's good for him to stay in limbo how he is right now, where he's not signed to anybody. But I think he still signed to what is that Pro Box?
He's signed to the manager of Pro Box, and his dad is actually his manager.
Okay, well,
That
yeah,
team. I know there's a guy there. I can't remember his name.
it's good for him to stay like this in limbo. That way he can go from company to company. Like, oh, what you trying to offer me for this champion?
You
Because
mean independent?
yeah, stay independent. Stay, in the middle of everything, so you can go to that street, walk down the street, catch the bus, do all that stuff.
It has its benefits,
Yeah, like you could
but it also has its blocks too, because those
I was
doors
just
can be
about to say
closed
now
quick.
since you don't have any loyalty to no one, they don't have any loyalty to you.
yeah, that's
Right? They can
that's
close them
cool.
doors
But
quick. So
his name right now, you're as good as your name when you're a free agent. So if your name is
right.
popping,
But when he loses his first fight, how does that look? If
I
he
mean,
loses his next fight,
if he's still in
that
limbo,
quote,
I don't
yeah.
think he's planning to lose. That's not the mindset you go to when you in the middle of the street. You're not planning to lose.
That's,
Yeah,
He
but
all
none of them
smashed the
plan to
like button,
lose,
yeah.
Jonathan.
That's what I'm saying. So if you taking the risk of being in the middle of the street, going to talk to all these promoters, that's a good place to put yourself in. Oh, he can go try to get the fight with Richard Hitson. I think he's still with Eddie Hearn. Oh, he can go try to get the fight with Gary Russell that he had PBC or Super Matias. I think he still he fucking with Turkey right now. So if
You talking about Lamont,
yes, I'm talking about Lamont. So he can have all
but
these
but he
and
can't really have
fight.
shots at champions without being signed to them because they're not about to let you just walk away with their belt.
Yes, he can. He might go fuck with Turkey. We don't know. Turkey is an option. If Turkey likes him that much, he might be like, you good enough. I'll make you one of my guys. We've seen him do it before.
Yeah, I don't think any of these promotional companies that got belts gonna let him just walk away with one of their belts. I just don't see that happening, especially as hard as they make it to do business with niggas across the streets when they are when some of those guys are under another promotional umbrella. They're not about to let no freelancer walk away with their belt. I just don't see it.
Top Rank about to do it right now.
Which fight?
Haney Norman.
Oh,
He
please,
freelancing.
Jonathan, stop it. Stop
He
it.
that it. You might not think Devin gonna win. That's cool. That's all good and well. But they working with a freelancer, are they not?
Top Rank
Devin
has
about to
always
cook
worked
that
with
boy.
Devin, and
Watch.
isn't that going through Turkey anyway? Turkey's the one putting up the money for it. It ain't
But
like
if
Top Rank is.
Devin is a. That's what I'm saying. If Turkey put up the money, they'll work with a freelancer. You just said they wouldn't. That's what I said. If he go with Turkey
No, I was
Turkey
talking
doesn't
about
get him,
these promotional companies. I'm not talking about them as a, I'm talking Turkey definitely because he's trying to pluck all the fighters he can. But I'm talking about promotional company just walking off the street to a promotional company. You're saying if they go through Turkey, yeah, if they go through Turkey, that's something different. But if they just freelance off the street and they don't have Turkey backing them, I don't see that happening. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you could be right or you could not. They might work on them because his name popping and they want to sell tickets because you got to sell tickets, so you got to get a bigger name. You can't just keep fighting your damn mandatories and it's like, oh, we ain't selling, and then the fighter like, I ain't making no money. Let me go get a name. There goes Lamont Roach because his name popping right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
ain't
mean,
Lamont
is
moving
it
up to
though?
140 for his next fight?
Yeah, yeah. He has to put on an impressive
Yeah, the fight against
performance at
Pitbull is at
140.
140. Yeah, the
I
fight
think
against
that's
And
Pitbull is
stupid
at
because
Pitbull's not a
140.
Pitbull belong at 135, man. He need to move back down,
he
and
broke up.
they need to rumble at 135.
Nah, Pitbull ain't gonna make it nowhere.
Pitbull too big though. He too heavy, man. Yeah, he too
Man,
heavy for that division,
Tank,
even
we
though he's
already
small.
know Tank ain't gonna move up to 140 to fight Roach, man. I want to see that Roach fight
That's
again.
Roach already moved on from that fight, though. That's what a lot of people are failing to realize. He moved on from that fight.
Let him
A
have.
lot of fighters aren't waiting for these fighters anymore, and I think we forget. And
As
Roach
they
probably can still make
shouldn't.
135, but that's the issue. Everybody keeps wanting these dream fights, you know. And when these fighters start moving from it, you gotta allow them to do so. You know what I mean, kicking their backs in or saying that they're scared or they should be doing this. They're only doing it because you know what I mean they're speaking to the fan base or the questions that are being presented to them. I watch a lot of these interviews, and a lot of people kick Shakur back in, they kick Tanks back in, they kick, you know what I mean, Devin's back in, they kicked Bud's back in, and
But
Earl's back in.
that's a
A lot of
vindication
this stuff
fight
happened.
though.
I know, but what I'm saying is they do it, but we gotta understand when these guys are being asked questions, they're being asked questions and they're answering the questions. You know what I mean, Benavidez said he moved on from Canelo, but yet everybody still wants to see him fight Bud or Canelo. He didn't have any plans of going back down to uh uh super middleweight. He's a light heavyweight. He's
168.
talking about moving up to cruiserweight. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people like, you know what I mean, just to see a guy lose or see a challenge for a
Hey,
fighter, they throw all these names in the hat or they look for these guys to just be elevated to something. Roach still has to prove himself.
hey,
It's
hold
not
on,
that
Ray.
he
Look at
wasn't a
this, Ray.
champion.
Look at the screen, man.
I'm listening.
He meant to say, nah, Lamont too big for
No,
135.
Nah,
who?
he meant he not that big for
No.
one. That's what he meant to say.
No, he corrected it. He said, nah, Lamont too big for
He said not.
135. He corrected it right
No, I
after
don't
that.
think so.
Did
He
you?
Yeah,
said,
he not.
Sure, he
so
didn't
He
mean.
why
not too
people
big.
ain't now
Yeah, I don't. He
they
didn't look
trying to
bad at
call Lamont
135 to me.
Roach
He didn't look drained or
I don't
nothing.
think he's
they
too
trying to
big.
call Lamont
I
Roach a weight bully now because of what happened to Tank. Come on, man.
But
Y'all gotta stop it.
but
come
When
but
is
on,
it
his
gonna
man.
What
stop,
happened
defense
to
man?
was.
him? What happened to him?
I mean, he
All
was
right.
putting hands on Tank, but I didn't think he was that big.
Nah,
Everybody,
he's
everybody too
I'm
big
not.
for Tank, man. That's gonna give him some problems,
Yeah,
man.
but
They
Oh
did it
my
to
I
God.
Devin.
mean, I don't
They,
That's
understand that.
not
they
That
doing it
that's
to
I
Lamont
told you
hold
Roach.
on.
this rabbit
That's
hole.
stupid because everybody's bigger than Tank. So I don't even understand this conversation right now. Who else is he
Exactly,
fighting
man.
that's 5'4"? Who
Exactly.
else is
Why
he
they
fighting
even
that's
bringing
five
that up,
four?
Oh
man? Talking about
man.
Lamont too
Pitbull,
big for
Listen.
135, man.
Pitbull
This
fighting.
He
He's
already
fighting
fought Pitbull. Who else?
this
You
but
said
look,
Pitbull too
what we
big for
saying
him,
is
bro.
what I'm
Pitbull too big for him.
this
I
his
never said
rabbit
that.
hole of Javante Davis
Lamont only.
Oh,
is
Lee said that
crazy.
comment didn't have shit to
I
do
don't
with Tank.
that's what I'm saying. This rabbit hole
No, you
of
can't. No,
Javante Davis
Lamont
is
Roach is
diabolical.
linked to Tank for
It
life,
is.
bro.
It's real
For
nasty.
life. He
It's
linked to
nasty
Tank
work.
for life.
He is because
Ryan
there's no
Garcia
rematch. I
is
get
to
that.
Ostarine as
It's
Lamont
like,
Roach is to Tank, bro. That's what it
You are
is.
so ridiculous. You are
damn,
That's what
so
bro.
it is,
ridiculous,
man.
That's
Y'all
freaking.
ain't gonna
That's
never
so
be
diabolical.
able to get
pathetic,
that down,
frequent.
Yo,
man. Lamont
That is
Roach is attached to
pathetic.
his
yo,
name forever
You are
until he fight him,
pathetic,
bro.
frequent. You are
That's
Forever.
pathetic.
facts.
yo,
That's
you funny as
facts.
hell.
Well, Ryan is
Listen, they
attached to
are linked
Devin again until
together.
he get back. Because
Yeah,
I
they
need to make
are.
I
sure that
And
that was
Devin
the
I
ain't
agree
saying
that
Oscar.
nothing.
I agree with that too.
We ain't
I
got
agree
no
with that.
problem
I
with it.
agree. They both linked. But I think if Devin beats Brian Norman, you can take Ryan off the hit list. You know what I mean? Like you
No,
can
Hell
I
remove
no.
can't
him from
because
that
I need to
Hell,
make
category.
sure. Hell no.
You
hell,
Hell no.
hell no.
because
Hell
Ryan
no.
about to get a
at
belt
this
off.
point,
Hell no.
Nah,
Nope.
Ryan about to get a
and
belt off
now
Barrios.
hold on.
Do that.
It gets interesting exactly because if he fights Barrios and wins, now you set up another fight, a unification, right?
Yeah,
And they get that fight back,
we belt
and it becomes
belt
what it is.
we belt hunting.
But at the end of the day, I think a lot of fighters have moved on from each other, and it doesn't matter if they link to each other or not. You just got to let
And
these
you know what
dudes
it
do
is
what they
too,
got to
Ray?
do. But
Sometimes
and
you can circle back in a different weight class. It ain't always got to be
I,
right then and there. There's been plenty of fighters who
you
fought each
broke up.
other throughout the years and later.
But we know Tank ain't gonna move up to 140, man.
Yeah,
Tank-
What
he
difference do
Why
it make?
not?
Lamont fought at 130, 135, and now he's about to fight at 140. So it's obvious he's flexible.
So
What
you think
difference does that
Lamont
make,
Roach
frequent?
is gonna come back down? Is what you saying?
I guarantee
Yeah,
you,
he can.
Tank
Yeah,
called
he'll
his
come
ass
back
right
down.
now. He
He'll come
leave
back
Pitbull
down.
ass on stuck.
Yeah,
That's like Conor Ben. People think Conor Ben is coming back to 147. I really don't think he gonna make it back down to
bet
147,
not.
I
man.
don't
He
think he
bet
can.
not.
He ain't fought at 147 in like 3 fucking years. He ain't trying to come back down.
He
And I'll
bet
tell you
not.
what, he's another nigga in the
No,
Eddie
but
Hearn
that's what
protection program because he should have been fought
ain't
Boots.
ain't that's what his team said though. He coming back to
Yeah, that's what they
147.
I don't
said.
believe them.
They
I
said he
don't
coming
believe
his
back
them.
team
down.
said it.
I don't believe
I
it.
don't think he
I don't
does that.
believe it.
I
Did
think
you hear him
another.
after
I
the
think
fight,
we got to.
Queen? You hear him after the fight? He said he coming.
Yeah, I
Let
That's
him
what
heard
he
that,
said.
listen. He
but
That's
I
gonna
what
don't
Derek
try.
believe
said.
that.
I mean, he
He
bet
did
not.
say it, but he gonna listen.
Devin
It's
lied,
gonna
but
look
he
real
looked
bad
nasty.
for
He
him
looked back
draining
then.
himself
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
It's gonna look bad
This
because
is
last time he
this is
fought at
diabolical.
150. What did he fought at 150 with Peter Dobson?
Yeah,
Like that fight was at
Yeah, it
150,
was
and he
in
looked
around the
terrible because he looked like he was getting his ass whipped a
I'm gonna
lot.
tell
And
you.
Pete
I'm gonna
Dobson
tell
got
y'all
knocked
what it.
out, got beat up by Jabril Hackett. So
I'm
I
gonna tell
mean,
y'all what it is,
it's
man.
just nah.
Connor Ben and Eddie Hearn, they looking at this Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. fight, and they like, dang, Devin about to cook Brian Norman Jr. So they think it's sweet down there because
Oh, this is nasty.
Connor
This is
So
Ben
the
think he
nastiest
could
shit
beat
I ever heard
Devin.
in my
but
life. This is
Connor,
So he
disgusting.
think
Connor,
he gonna come
so
to he think he gonna
yo
come to
Diabolical.
147
man,
and snatch up a
yo
belt and then
Richard,
have
bro.
a big fight with Devin Haney. That's what he
man,
think, bro.
I tell you what, the only
I
person, if
mean,
Conor
No
Ben come
listen,
back
comparison to
down,
Norman.
if Conor Ben comes back to 147, first of all, I don't even know who besides who's available for him because
Eddie gonna
Rolly, I
set him
mean,
up.
Ryan is about to fight Barrios, right? And Rolly, I heard he might be fighting Pacquiao or some stupid shit. So who is he gonna fight?
You know he
Ryan is
gonna
busy
fight the
with
weakest
Devin.
link. He gonna fight the
Well,
weakest
of
link. He
course.
gonna come fight Rolly.
He need a
He
fight.
gonna come try to
Did he?
fight
Shit, that ain't
Rolly
the
and get a
weakest
belt.
link. Y'all better stop. Y'all better put some
He gonna
respect
try
on
to
Rolly's
no,
name,
he
bro.
gonna try
Like
to
him
fight
since he
Rolly and
left
get
Bullet,
a
he ain't
belt
been
real
getting
quick,
better.
and then he
Don't
gonna
act
try to.
like since he left Bullet, he ain't been getting better. Stop disrespecting him,
Hell
yo.
no. You talking
mm.
about one fight?
Nigga, it's
He
he
got
no, he
gradually
looks better, bro. He
one
looks better.
fight.
You
Yeah,
cannot say he
yeah,
don't look better. He looks more technical.
yeah. That fight for that fight he did.
Yeah,
Nah,
but we got to look
It's the
at what
y'all
he
fight.
was
hating,
up
bro.
It's
against.
the fight
Y'all
before
hating,
that.
He
He
bro.
was
was
on it. He was
he
getting
was
knocked out.
he was
Stop
fighting
it,
Ryan
Jonathan.
Garcia off the
Stop
Ostarine.
it.
That's why off
Y'all
the
make me
Ostarine.
so sick.
He has
Oh my
zero
God. Here we go.
nanograms
Right
in his
back to this
system, so of course he
conversation,
gonna beat
bro.
him.
Right
With
back to the
zero
goddamn
nanograms, what you
Oscar. This
expect to
is
happen?
ridiculous, bro. This is ridiculous. Can
Yeah,
we please have
he
a
beat
conversation
he
without
did.
Oscaring?
He looked good
God
when he beat
damn.
Ryan. But that that was that was against Ryan. He looked good. I don't know.
Stop it.
Broly liable to look bad again. Like,
We gotta
do
see,
you
but
He
I
gonna go
don't
trust
think
back
him?
to
so.
normal.
Like, be real,
I
Queen.
don't
Do
think
you
so.
trust him?
I don't think so. What?
Do you trust Rolly? Out of all the champions at 147, you trust Rolly the most?
I'm not doing this with you, Jonathan. I'm not. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not doing this with
I'm
you.
just saying.
Nope.
No,
Not gonna do it.
But Rolly, man, we can't just say Rolly is good. He looked better
I
in
didn't
that
say that.
fight,
I
but
said he looks better. You didn't hear me say nothing about him being good. I
yeah,
said he
but
looks
we also got to
better.
look at what he was up. He was fighting against Ryan Garcia. Come on,
He put his Ryan.
You say that about the man who beat the eyebrows off Devin Haney face.
come on. You don't want me to say
Devin Haney had
Oscarine, so stop.
Devin
Oh
Haney
my
had both
God. You know what? This
eyebrows
is too
leaving.
much. You
Like, what
have to
you
stop
talking about,
this. You
Queen?
have to stop
He
this.
had both
This is
eyebrows leaving
terrible.
that fight, Queen.
Stop it. Did he?
He did. You seen him?
No, I didn't. I saw a big ass jaw like he had a jawbreaker in his goddamn mouth.
Yeah, he did. He had a swollen jaw. Hey,
Broken. That's
broken.
from that left hook.
Y'all think
I don't think it was broken, but
I
hey, believe what you want to believe. I can't stop you.
y'all think Rolly beats Barrios though?
I was just thinking that frequent. You
I'm
know what?
strong.
Um, you know what? Barrios don't got no real killer instinct to me. He don't. He's
Yo,
good, but he don't have no real killer instinct to me. Rolly, he do. If he gets you hurt, he getting you out of there. Now, granted, it could have just been that Barrios was infatuated with the fact that he was in the damn ring with Manny Pacquiao kept dapping him up. Hashi against all that goofy shit. And his manager, or his trainer, even told him stop fucking dapping him up. He just didn't have that killer instinct to me. So honestly, I don't know. But a fight with him and Ryan, I want to see that.
But did you say?
so y'all can hear me right now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you,
hear
right?
you.
All right, I was talking. I was talking. I don't know what y'all couldn't hear me. I was saying y'all
Nah,
was
we
talking
can.
about Connor Ben. With y'all like the only thing I would say is that Connor Ben's having a problem with weight because you got Lewis Crocker who just won the
Mm-hmm.
IBF with that 10-pound hydration clause, who is a Connor
Mm-hmm.
Ben. I'm sorry, Eddie Hearn fighter. So they're in the same stable and they just fought and they could be the next fight for each other at 147. Give him a belt and make that fight any of those fights more realistic and make it better. But the fact is
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that he's not putting them in the ring with them shows you that he's having a problem with that weight and he'll have a problem making 147 and being strong. That's why they never they throwing all these names out besides a Lewis Crocker who is in the same camp as Eddie.
If he
Sorry,
beat
same promotion
Crocker,
company with Eddie
he
Hearn.
beat him. I don't
Who
think he could beat him.
who? No, I
I'm
didn't say
saying
he could or he
no,
couldn't.
no.
What I'm no, that's
No,
not what
I'm
I'm
asking
saying.
you. I'm asking you. I don't think he could beat him.
Oh, not at 147. Hell no, because he got that 10 pound rehydration
I
clause.
don't think at no weight
Number
because he ain't technical.
um, I
Yeah,
mean, listen,
I agree with
I
Joseph. I don't think Conor Ben's
I
that damn good, if we're being
I
honest.
I
No,
think that
I
I
can't
think
even
we
lie.
look at
I saw a highlight of Conor Ben putting the beats on some boy, man. Conor Ben
right.
ain't no slouch,
You
man.
talking
Conor Ben
about when
could
he
I
was
punch.
in
think when we're
Miami?
looking,
He could
Who the
I
punch.
hell
think
you
we
saw
look at
that?
it.
That was 100 years ago,
You talking
frequent.
Hold
about
on,
he was in
let
Miami?
me. So listen, I think what we do is we measure our fighters by their last fights. As they say, you're only as good as your last fight, and a lot of people live through that. We have to look at the journey of the fighters, the outcome, the adversities, and all that, and then put them in a situation. We don't know what will happen in that fight if they actually fought on equal playing field.
Wait,
You said
Conor Ben ain't
154. You
impressed y'all what he did to Chris
Hell
Eubanks
no,
Jr.?
you think not that good either.
Eubanks was weight drained, but yeah, no, he impressed me because I didn't expect him to go in there and beat the brakes off him like that. I ain't gonna lie. But he did. You know what I mean? And I think that he fought calm. He fought like a boxer for a change instead of an aggressive we call them people wild man. Went in there and fought and boxed. And I think when he did that, he showed that he has some skills actually that I didn't even know he had. Because he was always
Yeah,
trying to
this what
knock
I want
people
to
out
know
all the
though,
time.
man. Why when people like Chris Eubanks Jr. when they fight in the weight class that they don't belong in, they weight drain. But let somebody like Boots or Devin be fighting somewhere where you think they should be up, then they're weight bully. What's the difference, man?
Because they good. That's the difference.
Exactly, man. They
Yeah.
picking and choosing, man. They out here picking
It's
and choosing.
I mean, listen, those are you be having some crazy questions, bro.
Cause man, it's
I'm
Cause
not
real,
touching
man.
because
he
you
gotta earn that
listen.
paycheck, Ray. He
It's
gotta earn
real,
that
man.
paycheck.
Because
It's listen, because you have a lot, you know what it is? And I think we all have to understand this. People are entitled to their thoughts and opinions. And when they bring subjective content to the area, it's your choice to either debate it, debunk it, or do whatever. But remember, at the end of the day, it's an opinion, and you're never going to win that argument. And once you start
yeah,
trying to go down that
that's what I'm
railroad, you're going
saying.
to
Though
always lose.
people be having selective hearing, selective sight. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
Selective
because it
opinions and
rocks with
stuff
their
about crazy
narrative.
stuff.
Everyone has their own narrative built within them. So if it goes along with what they're doing, if you're driving on the road and everything is green pastures on that road and there's no speed bumps, no potholes, you know what I mean? Everything look good left and right. You know what I mean? No cars in front of you, you just cruising, you're going to enjoy it. But if you start seeing something with speed bumps, you start seeing stop signs and cattle crossing the road and you know what I mean, then you're gonna start fighting, you know what I mean, fighting the road. So when people put blocks in front of you, that's what happens. So people like the least resistant path to being correct. Bottom line, that's just everybody.
But my thing
So at
is
the
though,
end
we gonna have some common ground on some common sense, bro. You,
Fact.
you
I
can't
mean
pick and choose like that, man. It's
to
the
each
same
their
thing.
own, bro. To each their
Hey,
own.
hey, frequent. Hey,
What's
frequent.
up?
I know it's gonna change the subject a little bit, but I want to give Shakur Stevenson a congratulation. I don't know if the fight are almost done or I think it's still in the works, but
What with T.O.?
yeah. So if he actually get that fight,
I ain't congratulating shit till they in the ring. I don't trust Teofimo.
moving on from the what is it, what I call him, the Harlem Globetrotter, let him do his stuff. And
They fighting at 140 though, right?
yeah.
You
So
call it Tate Curly? Hold on, Jonathan. You just call Tate Curly?
nah, Harlem Globetrotter.
I know. Is it
I
Curly the
knew it was
ball head
only
that
a
be with the
matter of
Harlem
minutes. I knew it
Globetrotters?
was only a matter of
Yo,
minutes. Y'all in love with that
y'all
little
can't.
nigga, yo. I've
I
never
told
in
you.
my life been
Listen,
around
it's a
more
rabbit
people
hole.
that claim they
Listen,
can't
Take is
We
stand
a
him,
got
but all
Dave
rabbit
they do
Wilder
is
hole.
in the
talk about
building.
him.
Listen,
All they do is talk
Jack
about him.
Queen,
Can't stand him.
Javante Davis is a rabbit hole, and every
I
time
swear.
someone talk, they got break.
I just
Yo, it's
all I did
crazy because
was congratulate.
I understand. Listen,
All
y'all,
I did was
we, y-
congratulate Shakur for moving on from the Harlem
let's.
Globetrotter. That's all I did.
I'm gonna keep it 100, right? So all the Haney fans, right? Let's just look at it, or Shakur fans. Y'all don't like when Take fans talk about those guys, right? And y'all be like, yo, y'all, all y'all do is talk about it. Y'all like stay negative. But then
Nah,
y'all do the same thing on the other end of the
The
street.
same thing.
And
that's not.
it's funny because listen, your
I
arguments
like what
are all the same. But that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta kind of like gotta leave
Frequent, I gotta
the
get ready
rabbit
to
hole there. Because then you're making
get something
right,
else
you
going.
say
But
he's
thanks
not
for
the
letting me
face,
up,
but
babe.
you're making him the face.
No
You're making
problem.
him the topic.
I appreciate
And
you
when you
I
showing
start
up.
will.
making people the topic,
Oh,
All right.
for sure. You
oh
always
yeah, my
come catch
bad,
me. Of
Queen.
course, I was gonna
wait,
come show you some love. But
wait,
y'all have a good night.
Dab Queen, before
What
you
is
All
it,
go,
right, Jack
Jonathan?
Queen.
before you go,
What?
how long you been hearing me talking and typing and stuff like that? Have I ever got mad for somebody saying something about Devin Haney?
Nah, I ain't saying nobody
Absolutely.
gets
You told me
mad.
to. Yes, he
It's
has. Hold on.
She
Yes, he
said
has. You told
absolutely.
me to go
uh-oh,
wash
Not
uh-oh.
dishes.
even
You
on
told
your
me to.
channel.
You told me to go wash dishes. That's what you told me after I said what I said about Devin Haney and somebody chat. You told me why don't I go wash dishes?
You can't take a joke.
You-
That's
Je-
all.
Shut
Je-
your ass up.
Yo,
You
you're
asked me a
funny as
question.
hell,
I
bro.
answered
Devin,
it.
That's not getting mad. That's not
I
getting
have things
mad.
to do.
Yo,
I ain't got time for this. Thanks, frequent. I
yo.
see
damn,
you later,
Devin,
But
you
she
babe.
not
gotta go
even
All
wash
nice
right.
to having
dishes,
a
bro.
chat with
Leave her
you.
Bye
alone,
bye.
man. Later.
I like
She
joking
gotta go.
around. I don't never get
I
mad.
listen, I'm not,
They just
and when
making
I
it a
use the
little work.
word mad, right? Let me be clear, Jonathan. When I use the word mad or upset, I'm not saying it to the point of saying that everyone's upset or mad. What I'm saying is defensive. You get defensive of your favorite fighter. That's your fighter. You're supposed to defend it, right? That's what we do. But what I'm saying is when you start bringing up people's names, right? And they have nothing to do with the relevant conversation, all you're doing is giving them light, right? Like Tank is minding his business. He ain't been in the media for a minute, but yet we're bringing light to him. We're making him the shining and bright moment right now. Instead of just being like, yo, okay, well, we talk about Devin and Norman. We're talking about Shakur. You just went up Shakur. All right, you was giving him an accolade, and we just went for that accolade to
No,
Javante. I
I
think
just
it's crazy.
congratulated Shakur for moving on from him.
I'm good with that.
Like you said
Listen, I
earlier,
get it.
guys got to stop, trying to fight him. It's over with. So I just congratulated him.
I didn't say him. I said people are moving on from other fighters, and I named a bunch of fighters.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
think
I
that
know.
I'm not
Yeah, but
saying
he
just
talking about,
generally
but
Javante.
he's saying he was congratulating Shakur from moving away from Tank, chasing Tank and everything, because Tank keep talking down the fight, man. So
No, I threw a little jab
You
out there,
said,
calling
hold
him
on, hold on.
water and stuff.
What's this dude name? Lee D4 298. I'll tell you. First of all, I measure everybody when they last fights, right? I can give you the flaws and the pluses in that fight. First of all, that Ryan fight. Let's keep it a buck. If you take away the knockdowns, who wins that fight? So hands down, that fight it was a majority decision, which means that it was very close to almost being a split decision, or wasn't nowhere near unanimous, and the knockdowns only help solidify it. So if they call it the Osterine punches or whatever the case may be,
when you take
it
away the
wouldn't have been that,
Ostarine,
right? So
What one thing?
Devin got up on every shot with a man that cheated and not and hurt people with that same left hook that didn't get up. That's another thing. Not to
wait,
mention
you can't.
you
He
want to.
said you can't take away the knockdowns, Ray, but you can't take away the
I'm not taking
Ostarine
them
either.
down. Exactly, exactly. And I'm not taking the knockdowns away. I'm just making a statement. So you're reading too much into it. And I mean you can come up here and try to debate me if you like. I'm all for it, bro.
No, I
But here's
tried to
the
get him to
thing.
come up
You
earlier before y'all came.
of course
He
of
was in
course
here
not. But
early
here's
hating. He was
yeah,
early
but here's
hating,
the
bro.
thing. See, you want to bash Devin because you like someone else, which is cool. I have no problem with that. That's how you feel, bro. I'm a boxing fan. So that's when it starts first. Whether I support Devin, Tank, Shakur, or anybody else, Loma, you know what I mean? That's on me. That's my personal support system. But as far as boxing, bro, I'm boxing first. So you can throw all these little shots all you want, bro. You ain't hurt my feelings. You only make yourself look crazy right now. But what is it again? What's the name of my? I don't know, bro. I don't have a club,
Hey, Dank
but
Father, what's up,
whatever.
bro?
Yo, Flyer, what it do? Joseph was good.
The
Shout out
biggest
Ray, how
day.
y'all doing?
What up, Dank?
What it do, man? I had to come bless the panel. I ain't never been up here. I see.
Yeah, I only been on here twice like this.
Okay, word.
Still trying to figure it out.
We gonna get it turned up over here. That's a fact.
Word.
It's gonna get turned up over here for sure. Yo, man, it's fight week, man. I already know what y'all boys thinking, man.
Man,
Haney, Haney by UD.
That's how I
I don't
got it.
know if Ray's still standing on it, but I think Devin gonna stop that boy, man. I
Yeah,
think
he
Devin
going.
Oh
gonna
Yeah,
stop him.
I
man,
got the stoppage. I got the
I got the
stoppage.
stoppage.
Not saying
I
that
got a
Devin is gonna be a
stoppage.
powerhouse. You know, he ain't
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be a
not.
world
Yeah,
beater or nothing like that. But I think I'm
I.
questioning Brian Norman Jr.'s chin, man, because of what I saw, what happened to
I'm
him
gonna
from
tell
that
you
right
why.
cross, man.
Only way I see Devin
I'm
stopping.
gonna tell. I'm gonna
That
listen.
right
I'm gonna
cross
tell
is
you.
his
I'm gonna tell you.
kryptonite, bro.
I
And
mean,
we know Devin could
listen.
throw
He
that
has
right
this.
cross. And we
that
got
is
Devin
that is
moving up to
definitely true.
147. So we
Listen.
don't know what his power gonna look like. We might see another little power juke just like at 140 when he first went up to 140. He had a little boost in power a little bit. He was able to put Regis on shaky legs and everything. So I think him moving up to 147, he might have that little juke of power again. So
Yeah.
and
So
then
there's some legitimacy to what Frequent saying. The reason why I say it is because I've been noticing Brian Norman looking smaller and smaller
Oh
from, you know what I
yeah.
mean? While he's training.
yeah, he
When
looks
he
small as
walked
hell in
out,
the grand arrival,
when
right?
he walked out there, he looked a little drained, to be honest with you. He looked like he don't, you know what I mean? Like he's shrunk down. Now, here's one or two reasons why he did that. He did that so he can be more elusive and he can follow Devin around the ring with less weight on him, or he's just too big for the, you know what I mean, trying to make this weight right now. And he's just not making it like he needs to make it. And he's struggling. I'm not putting anything out there. I don't want to disrespect the man because I don't know what's going on. But at the same time, we have to be honest with ourselves and say, like, look, if this guy is not who he, you know what I mean, not the fighter and going to a fight, which he said he's going to box. He said he's going to cut off the ring. He said he's going to
Hot
be show
box.
it the world he can box, right? He's going to show all this, he's going to show all these things that he doesn't do, but he's still going for the knockout. So what he's saying is, I'm going to go into your world, Devin, and I'm going to fight you. That's a mistake for any fighter that try to fight somebody outside of your element, right? Um, my boy Clay always says, I mean, Mike Tyson mentioned, what brings you to the dance. You know, what I mean, you leave with it. So if he brought himself to the dance being a puncher and a fighter, right, as opposed to a boxer, then he needs to go in there and fight. But if he's not going to make it a fight, and he goes in the box, bro. We could be looking at something totally different, and
Hey,
watch Brian Norman take a loss. And I think that's what the element is. I think once he gets frustrated and he reverts back to what he is, Devin's going to outperform him and create more frustration. Where the guy probably gives up a little bit and starts questioning himself. That's once you have them second thoughts, and you can't even relate to your corner, and the message is being received. It's an opportunity for a stoppage because that means you're going to get reckless and you're going to run into something, and that's what I see happening. I'm not saying that I think Brian Norman can't win because I believe it's still a 50-50 fight.
Yeah,
That's a gut
he could
feeling. Let
definitely
me be
win this
clear.
one.
Hey,
That's a
I don't
gut
know if
feeling
you.
on,
Hey, I
by
don't know if
record.
y'all saw. I don't know if y'all saw when Jab Queen interviewed Brian Norman Jr. But she put the battery in his back, bro. She was talking about a lot of people think that you don't know you can't box and this and that and third. I really want to see you box him. I really want you to box him. And he looked like he was eating it up too, bro. I hope he come out there and try to box
He
Devin, bro.
might, he might, he might be able to. We don't know. We don't know
I
until it
definitely
happens.
don't think he
You
gonna
know what I
be able to
mean?
outbox Devin Haney, bro.
You don't try new
But
shit on
here's
this level, Ray.
but if you watch the footwork of him in training. Yes, he's working on his footwork. He looks okay, but he's very slow in his movements with his footwork. So if you're concentrating on your feet, you're not concentrating on what's in front of you. So we also got to remember, like a lot of the stuff goes with in sync motion. So it's going to be tough for both fighters. Trust me. Devin has to watch out for what his kryptonite is, right? A left hook, apparently, which he seems to be catching very well. I've been seeing him hitting the mitts. He's putting his hands up very quickly, responding very well. But then what comes out on the back end, you block that, you got something else coming. So it makes it sense. What's up? I ain't
Ray,
paying
Ray,
attention to
why
dude,
why
bro.
you
I don't
leave
get
that
into it
man
with the
hanging,
chat.
Ray? Right there. Why you leave him hanging, man? He said, "What's the name of your club?" You ain't tell him you in the Hanos clan, bro.
Oh,
Ain't no
that's what you
club,
said. I'm the
nigga. We
What'd you say? I was the president. Then I was the representative. Hold on. Tell me what you gotta
ain't no
ask. You gotta
club.
ask frequent. Frequent throws me in the mix. I don't know. I got thrown over here. Let me answer the question for homie. Right? I was thrown over the feet over the fence to the Angels clan. right? Because
Yeah.
I'll sit there and I was defending homeboy. I was literally defending him because everybody was coming at him being very critical. But at
Yeah,
the end of
they,
the
they,
day,
they
I don't
kicked you
have no
off.
club, bro. I'm a boxer. My club is boxing, bro.
Yeah,
At the end
once
of the
they
day, it's
kicked you off
boxing.
the
It's the
channel for
sport.
defending
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Keep it that way, Ray. Don't blow your cover. Uh, Clay, what's up, Clay?
You
What
crazy,
up? What
boy.
up? Fly was good, Aki. Assalamu
What's
alaikum, man.
Wa alaikum
Um,
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, Aki?
man, we inside, we outside, we outside tonight, man. Salute to my guy Ray Davis in the building. Salute to the other two panelists. I'm in the truck, so I can't really see the screen right now. I'm doing a bunch of other stuff, so I don't know if you want to introduce yourselves, but salute to you guys.
Salute.
No
Yeah, we
doubt,
got
man.
Good,
Bankfather
Clay.
up here
No
and
doubt.
Jonathan Jackson.
All
Yo,
right, Jay.
Clay,
Yeah.
what's your take on the fight, man? I know you saying
he
it's a
ain't giving it?
50-50 fight,
He
right?
not gonna give it right now.
I'm not gonna give no decision on that right now, but what I will say is a lot of this fight is on Devin Haney's shoulders. I will say that, right? I'll say
Agreed.
that I think it's his fight to win, right? Like I think he brings all the intangibles to win this fight. And I think Brian Norman is more in a position of showing us, like after this fight, we will be able to be more honest about who we know Brian Norman is rather than who we think he might be. Because the eye test says there's a
Yep.
lot of possibilities there, but it is what it is. He hasn't been tested. I wanna earlier today on the show, I was talking about Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes. And Sam Noakes has lost rounds, bro. He actually lost his first fight. He's not even an undefeated fighter, bro. He's 23-1. He's been undefeated since then. You know what I mean? But he lost his first fight. So I was like, damn, man, how did I miss this, man? It is what it is, right? But just want to go on
Hey,
record that he's
I
not an
never.
under.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's cool that you correcting
I
it and everything.
yeah, Clay.
I don't know how
I
many
never.
you
I
might have
never
to
said
correct
it
it
and
on your
agreed
show
with
too,
you
because
with
it
it.
ain't that many people up here. But
Hey,
Yeah,
Clay, can
I
you give
never.
us the prediction for that fight at least?
hold up before that though, I want to ask you this, Clay. Um, do you think that
Why don't you put
Do you think that Brian Norman Jr. can beat Devin if he just try to box him?
Well, listen, man. I think there's if he tries to make it like where he's trying to outpoint him, I think he's going to be fighting an uphill battle, right? But I think we have to be honest and understand that it may come down to him being able to do that before he can even get to his game plan, right? He can't. What he doesn't want to do is
exactly?
ignore what it really is, which is he's in there with one of the highest level boxers he's ever been in there in the ring. So he has to be prepared to box. And I don't know, listen, man, it's not about him outboxing Devin. To me personally, it's does he have enough boxing in him to hold on one second here. Let me just scan this thing right here. Does he have enough boxing at least to set himself up to land these shots that are going to be the game changers, that are going to change Devin Haney's mind, that's going to give him the PTSD, that's going to knock him unconscious. Um, it's about enough, not whether or not he'll be able to outbox Devin. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Devin is gonna box a perfect 12 rounds. I think that's unlikely. I think he makes mistakes. He's fundamentally makes mistakes, and he has bad habits that he's taken with him from the lower weight classes because he was able to get away with a lot of those mistakes because of his height, his reach, just certain intangibles he had that allowed him to get away with it. And that's why Ryan was able to clip him with those left hooks, right? Was because the bad habit he had of lowering his right hand a little bit when he stretched out to get that full extension on that jab. So Devin Haney isn't perfect. I do rate Devin Haney the better boxer than Brian Norman Jr., but it's not about whether or not Brian Norman Jr. can outbox Devin per se. It's about whether or not he can put together a strategy based off of boxing to get to what he does best, which is land that kill shot.
Well, to give you some context,
Hmm.
though, I only asked you that question because he was in an interview and the interviewer asked him. Well, they told him that a lot of people, say that he can't box. They think that he can't box. So the interviewer was saying that they would like to see him go in there and outbox Devin. And they,
Mm.
pretty much like was, putting a battery in his back. And I was saying, I hope he do come out that, thinking he can just outbox Devin and not fight the way he normally fights. Because I think that'll be to his detriment.
I think it's just an extreme, man. I think it's difficult to kind of like, because look, is Brian Norman's not a slugger. He's not a he's a boxer puncher. Right? Like that's who he is. He's
Right.
a boxer puncher in real time.
He's a
He's not a
fighter.
he's a fighter, but he's a boxer. I don't know, bro. Like, what does that mean? Is that taking away from his ability to
I
box?
look
No,
I
it's
look
not taking
more at
away
him. I
anything.
look
That
at
means that
him
he
like
can
a
brawl.
lesser.
That means he can rumble.
I look at him like a lesser Errol Spence. That's the way he fights to me. He seemed like he fights like Errol Spence does. Accumulation of punches, just overpowering, his opponent, breaking them down, and eventually getting a knockout or stopping them or winning. That's the way I think
He's
he
not a,
usually
but
fights.
he's not a
I
high
think that's
guard
somewhat fair.
fighter such as Earl Spence.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's
But
why I
kind
said
of
that's
fair.
why
I
I
think
said
that's
a
fair.
lesser level, a lesser
Right,
Errol Spence. I
right.
think he,
okay,
but I think that's
got
his
you.
style. That's what he does.
I mean, because Errol Spence did outbox Mikey Garcia, right? And I think there was arguments going into that fight that Mikey Garcia was the better boxer, where Errol Spence could have steamrolled him. I mean, just use his size and made it that. But he showed the world, and he even made his statement afterwards in the post fight to say, "Yeah, I just had to show everybody. You know what I mean? We boxing over here. He's not going to outbox me either." So, once again, just Brian Norman Jr. for me. Um, it's about what I haven't seen with him, and I have to be honest about that, right? I can't give him accolades where he hasn't earned them from me personally. His father may see him in the gym. People have seen him in the gym and see another side of him that I haven't seen. But I mean, he gets to show and prove. I think Brian Norman is an honest person for the most part. I like the way he carries himself. So I would like to believe that if he says he can, that he can. The question is, there's levels of this game, and we got to see, if he's able to reach the level of a Devin Haney. But that being said, I'm not
Right,
making my pick. I don't know who's gonna win yet. My pick is on Friday.
right.
You heard?
And
Yeah,
I hear you.
I
So
think
to
that's
answer
true
your
though. You're
boy
supposed to come to
question,
the dance with what brought you there, bro. What got you
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
right, right. So to answer your boy question, Lee D4928, right? Let me tell you about if he brings the fight to Devin. Devin has had 31 fights, and you think he sat on the back foot or boxing all those fights? I mean, if you don't realize it, Devin has been in the pocket and he has fought many fights in the pocket. Regardless, just like Clay said, sometimes he was the bigger man, but when he was actually in the ring with guys taller than him. He was in the ring with guys that had longer reach than him, but y'all fail to realize that. Antonio Moran, damn near 6 foot, and the guy had a longer reach and he knocked him out. So we always look to try to dismiss what the accolades are based on what we hear from other people. Stop falling for the gimmicks, bro. Stop being a sponsor for somebody instead of just being your own self and research it yourself at the end of
Don't
the
I
forget
day.
I,
our
I
Because
think
a
Philly
I
lot of
think
Mouth
I
people will
look.
Chicago
say
as
these
well, brother.
things.
Let me just push back a little bit on that, just to say this, right? On paper, there's
Go ahead.
these fighters that you found that are tall or long arms or whatever have you. But what I believe is, and I'm on the same argument as this side, is to say that I don't think and I don't believe the fighters he was in the ring with, even if they may have shared an arm reach length with him or maybe a height situation,
They weren't on his
they
level.
they they weren't on the level exactly. So the combination of the physical attributes and the skills, I have not seen Devin Haney in the ring with that. You know what I'm saying? And the closest we've seen him to
Right.
be in the ring with something close to that was Ryan Garcia. And most people, I think, would say Ryan Garcia has digressed. He's not a skillful fighter like that no more, right? Like he's become a one-trick pony, but he was able to take
Right.
advantage
Relying on his left
of
hook.
certain things. You know what I'm saying? That Devin Haney was, we don't know now. You know what I mean? So this fight with Brian Norman, bro, I'm just being honest. I'm saying
It's
I
gonna
It's
don't
going to
answer
know.
a
answer
lot of
questions.
I just
questions.
It's
don't
going to
know.
answer a
Yeah,
lot of questions.
it
It's gonna
is
answer a lot of questions.
for sure. Because
Exactly.
I just say that because you
Oh,
got the Devin Haney haters for sure who are out here trying to discredit him, but you
right.
got legitimate boxing fans who have legitimate arguments as far as this being an unknown, or how Devin will deal
This
with
is the
this type
real
of
test
this
for both
situation.
Hey,
fighters.
hey, look
Right?
at the screen, Clay. They gonna make Clay pick Brian Norman Jr., man. I know Clay
Why?
don't like when they put you
Oh
in the
no,
corner like
no,
that.
no.
What they say?
This dude,
What
They
they
trying to
say?
throw
he
Clay
I
in
said,
the
he
can't
said,
paint.
because
we
I'm
know
driving.
Clay going to pick Devin. We know Clay going to pick Devin. Is what he said.
Yeah, that's because I mean clearly those are the people who are listening to.
Yeah,
It's so funny because Brian Norman Sr. was like, man, we already most Brian Norman like channels are like are like you're gonna pick Devin. You know what I'm saying? That's what they believe, that I'm gonna pick Devin. But Ray, be honest with yourself. If you had to guess who I'm going to pick, who do you think I'm going to go with?
Well, I heard
Devin.
you go with Brian Norman Jr. So when
Oh,
me and you had a
okay.
Yeah,
conversation. So
in all, hold on. In all
I was trying to
seriousness,
get
no,
you to
you're
say it
going.
on the panel, but
You
you ain't want
probably
to say.
listen. I mean, in conversation, you've given me a lot of plus and minuses on both fighters.
Right, right, right.
I mean, I'm not going to
Hey,
tell
yeah,
you what you
hey,
said you're
hold
leaning to,
on,
but I
hold
would
on,
say
Ray.
that you're going.
Let me say this real quick. Yo, late last
Go ahead.
night, man, I fell asleep early last night, and I woke up. It was like past midnight. It was like one something or whatnot. I hopped on somebody's panel. I ain't gonna say no names, but this person told me they was in the Hanos clan, but they was like they was picking Brian Norman Jr. I said, well, after the fight, I'm gonna bring you back to the Hanos clan. He said, oh, you kicking me out the Hanos clan? I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like you got an identity
Yo,
crisis
that's
or
crazy.
something, bro.
Nah,
You
what
just
he's
told me
How
you
trying
many?
to
How
picking
say,
many?
him,
How
bro.
but that's unfair to that guy. What that guy basically saying is, I'm a Haney fan. I want to celebrate, but he's trying to call it down to me. He's trying to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yo, I had
Uh,
to tell him, man,
Look,
Hanos clan is blood in, blood out,
yeah,
bro.
ain't no picking against. He's like Haney's clan. Ain't no picking
well,
against
all
Haney.
right.
I don't care if Haney's
You
fighting
can't be on the
Godzilla.
fence, bro. And
I don't
and
care if
this
he
is
fighting Godzilla.
this is this is second offense, bro.
Hey, I know who you talking about.
Listen,
I know who
listen.
you talking about, frequent.
I know
Oh
what he talking about
yeah.
too. I know he got. I know what he talking about. But look, as I was saying earlier, right before Clay popped in, I was telling you guys, like, you know what I mean? My gut feeling says that Haney wins by a knockout. That's a gut feeling. If I take a bet, that's my bet. But if I look at and break down the fight, because I'm a boxing fan first, I'm really saying this is a 50-50 fight. It can go either way. I think Norman has just as much of a chance as Haney does. It's really close, and it's a hard decision to make. I actually lean towards a fighter right now to win this fight. Obviously, as a fan of boxing, I'm going to go with what's hot in the media, right? What's hot in
Man,
in the things that I've seen
this a
last, and that would be
70-30 fight, y'all, man. 70-30.
hold on. Let me build. Yo, he let me build. You know what I mean? That would be Brian Norman, right? Because that's the more active. I just mentioned you know what I mean? We go by what we've seen last.
My bad. I had to exercise my right to throw Ray in the back.
Oh shit.
The
No,
rabbit
they
got
done
the
fucked
gun
up.
now, bro.
They done fucked up and gave the rabbit the gun, bro.
Hey,
It's
that's
gonna be
your
a
first
long.
offense, Ray.
This channel's gonna be fun to watch. A lot of
Yo,
people might want to chill, bro. A
yo,
lot of
I ain't throwing
frequent,
him off that
frequent,
time, Ray. I think Ray got mad and left.
yeah, frequent got a lot of licks to give out, bro. He owe a
Yo, freak.
lot of. He got a
It
lot
ain't
of.
fun when the
Listen,
rabbit got the
listen.
gun, baby.
Y'all come up here, bro. It might
Yo,
go
my
left.
bad,
Yo, yo,
my bad.
yo,
That
Listen,
was funny.
that's crazy that you threw me in the back. Like, yo, that's crazy. All right,
No,
that's crazy,
you
bro.
still,
I know.
you
No, I know.
still the
I
Hanos
actually, I
clan
thought.
representative, bro.
Listen, yeah,
Public
whatever.
relations
You want
representative
me
of
to
this
I
ask you a
had
clan.
thought.
question?
Listen, I thought.
Is this the first person you thrown in the back?
Oh man, Ray, the first person I threw in the back,
Yo, that's
Yes.
bro.
crazy. That's even crazier, right?
Frequent been staring at that damn button for like 4 days now, and like, damn, I
No,
got
I
nobody.
wasn't even thinking about it. I just Ray just was saying so much crazy stuff. I just looked and said, "Oh snap! I could throw him in the back."
That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, okay, yeah. But what I'm saying is, you just saw the
What was it
button.
crazy? Is it
You just
crazy
saw the
though?
button. You're like, I forgot about this. Oh shit!
Yeah,
Got to
okay. Listen,
just
that's
Ray,
crazy,
you
just
bro.
kind of
blasting me
deserve
out of
that one.
here.
Yeah, it's
Oh
all right.
wow.
It's all right. Now I'm going with Brian Norman for sure. Frequent.
Oh
That's a
man.
damn
No,
lie.
I'm
I,
just.
that's a
I
damn
Hey
don't
lie,
man,
listen.
dog.
Listen, I'm
my
go.
thumb hovering over the button, man. You almost got me.
Uh,
Listen, it's all
Stop
good,
playing
bro.
around, bro.
yo, that's
Listen,
bro,
crazy.
we don't play boxing over here. We don't play boxing. You heard?
Yo, freak,
listen. Anyway,
Hanos
like I,
clan is blood in, blood out, bro.
oh, that's crazy.
you got to remember, I didn't blood in. They threw me over.
Exactly. And fly frequency. I did not pick Brian Norman. I did not do that.
Hey,
I
I
just
Hey,
was
let you
about to
I
know.
go
was
there,
at
Clay.
ground zero this morning. Y'all know
But it
that.
sounds like you leaning more towards Brian Norman, Clay.
Um,
He could be selling that. He could be selling it to y'all. Y'all,
it's not only selling it. He got a point. I understand where he's
I
coming
know
from.
Clay. I know
I get
Clay.
it.
Listen, Clay is very. I'm not saying he's going either way because he hasn't told me. I had some conversations which makes me think Brian too. But at the end of the day, he's also said some things about Haiti on other channels. And it was like, yo, you know, Haiti. So he did that whole total opposite on on another channel. So I'll give him
Yeah, well, what I'm
props for
doing
that.
right now is, and what I've been doing for the past couple of months is trying to be as honest as possible about the real intangibles in this fight, bro. Because the reality is, both these dudes can win this fight. I think people are, it's
Oh,
just the
don't get
reality. This
thrown in
is
the
a good.
back. I said that he put me in the
That's
back.
facts though, man. It's a 70-30 fight, bro.
I mean,
For
Damn.
Hayes.
I don't think it's that, but I'll tell you this: I don't think it's really 50
Like,
50, but I do think it's
throw him in the
50
back.
50 because of like it's not a real 50 50 on paper as far as what we know, but it is a 50 50 because it really depends on Devin Haney, bro. It depends
Exactly.
on
Right.
It's 50-50 on Devin's unknownness.
right. If he
We
comes the
don't
Right.
know
wrong
as
way,
of
bro,
right
Exactly.
it
now.
will go bad for him, bro. If he don't
Yeah.
operate the right way, bro,
Hey,
it'll
that's
go bad for him.
Hey, that's
That's what
one
I was
thing I
trying to
gotta
say
say,
before I
man.
got
I
thrown in the
agree with
back.
that, man. If Devin lose this fight, man, I think that it might be true that a lot of people trying to say that Devin is
Well,
shell shocked from what
Listen,
happened with Osterine, man.
well,
And
I just went through
his
this
next fight
conversation
after that,
yesterday.
eh, eh,
we want to give him a pass for that. For the footwork, he hopped on his bicycle and did what he had to do. Yeah, I mean, punched the boy in the face and rode away on the bicycle, but. The next fight, man, this the fight right here. We really got to see,
and
Yeah,
where
but
Devin
free.
head at right now.
this is why we had the
Well, no,
questions, because he had
Hey,
a
Clay.
dead body in front of him in Ramirez, and he didn't really handle the job. And we never seen Haney fight like that. So this is part of the questions that we have right now going into
facts.
this dangerous. This is a dangerous task, and he didn't
But
look like
also
himself.
there's one more intangible, and that's what we don't know about Brian Norman. We don't know if Brian Norman ain't like that. We
If he
might find
is
out
who they
if
trying to
yeah,
say he is.
if there is
And,
who he say is if he can really
that's a
box like that. If he wins, I'll say it like this: the winner of the jab wins this fight. The guy who controls that jab wins this fight.
I
absolute.
think it's
Remember,
the
I said that.
power thing too, man. I think
Mm,
that's going to tell a story right there
but
because
the power
we
got to
saw.
come behind the jab. He
But
can't.
but
He ain't just
That's a
gonna
good.
but
deliver
this
that
what
power.
no, but this what I'm
That's a
saying
great
though.
point, Clay.
I'm saying that his feet got to be planted. It looked like his feet got to be planted to generate his power. And we saw him knock somebody out who was in front of him. So how he gonna do it with somebody who not gonna be standing in front of him? That's what I want to see.
He's gonna do
What
it with the
Brian Norman.
jab. If he's able to whoever wins this jab, and I'm telling you, I'm looking at that's the thing right now that has me in the air about this fight is because Devin did not use the jab like that against Jose Ramirez. He didn't, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying? And why?
he didn't
Because the
need to
jab
use
got
that
him
jab
clipped.
in that fight though.
He didn't need to, but conveniently enough, the jab got him clipped against Ryan. So this is where the argument of his PTSD comes into there is did Ryan have him is Ryan
Second
living
guessing
rent free in his head
themselves.
to the point to where he don't even want to throw that jab like that? He rather use his legs. You know what I'm saying? Than
Yeah,
really
but
let that jab go.
in that Ryan fight, he was able to Ryan was able to hit him because he's fast enough to do it. Like Ryan got a
Right.
whipping left
That's
hook.
true. That's true.
Which
Norman
Yo,
does
that's
not have a whipping left hook. Like you can see it. You can't
yeah.
see Ryan shit. Like
exactly. That's what
you
I
can
be
But this
saying,
see
is
man.
Ryan
Everybody
shit.
act like everybody who got a left hook, their left hook magically becomes Ryan Garcia's fast left hook, bro.
I mean,
I
we
mean
know Devin
it's
got a
that
problem with taking a straight left, and shots like that. But
yeah he does.
the,
But
the,
but
the,
Why we think he got a
but
problem with
also
taking a
Ryan
straight left?
I mean,
if he
we
got a
seen it
problem,
in
it
the
looks like he
Loma
got a
fight, and
problem getting hit clean personally.
we seen it in the JoJo Diaz fight, and we seen it in the
Yup.
Loma fight. But
And
the whole thing is,
I thought in
Jonathan,
the
you
Loma
brought up a
fight, Bill said he told him to keep doing what he was doing.
Man, he was eating Loma straight lefts,
yeah,
man.
but you saw
you
how
What?
discouraged he was.
you eating them, but you still get
You
hit by
can't
them.
be discouraged if you win the 12th round. Like he got his ass beaten in the 10th
No,
and 11th round.
that's
Hey
because he
man,
listened to
No,
the
that's a
dad.
fact.
we can't
He
just
came
always
back in the
throw what
12th
Bill
and
say
shut it
to the
down.
side, bro. Bill said he ain't never see Lomachenko put nobody down with a straight left. So he said, keep doing what you're doing. We ain't gonna do nothing different because we never saw Lomachenko put nobody down with a straight left. So that's the answer why he kept getting caught with the left because that was part of the plan,
Yeah, but how did
according to
Devin Haney
Bill.
react to it as a fighter?
He
He was
reacted
not happy
good.
about it.
He
No,
kept
nah,
fighting.
he told his
Listen,
dad, nah, he keep hitting me with this left. He
Yeah,
didn't like it. His
That's
dad
being
had to bring him
No,
transparent.
back.
nobody likes getting
That's
punched in the
communicating
face,
with your
bro.
trainer though,
Listen,
Clay.
get
First
hit
of
is
all,
still
that's
getting
not
hit. It
what
don't
what
matter
he said.
if you
What he
eating them or
said
not.
was
Hit him with the brick hand.
he figured this out. He said he figured this out.
Right.
He's like, just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. He didn't say he's hit me with the left or he just said he figured this out. The
I
left
think he
hand
was
was
talking
there
about the left.
because Loma started changing them and moving around him. Now, not to mention Loma was actually doing a lot of little rabbit punching in that fight too, because every time he spun him, he was hitting him on the side. You know what I mean, coming from the side, the back of the head, whatever area. And then when Devin went to go defend, that's when he would catch him with that left. Loma's a
Right.
very slick fighter, and he's very smart on
Devin
that.
was
And
rabbit
that,
punching his ass too, Ray. They was
I didn't.
doing a
Oh,
whole
I was
bunch of
about to
rabbit
go
punching.
there. Hold on, I was about to go there. Right,
Yeah,
but Loma was duck. But listen, if you actually
they
look,
was
and
being
I don't think
equally
I
dirty.
think Devin, I think Devin being the bigger fighter, he wasn't spinning Loma. Loma was ducking into those rabbit punches because he was trying to avoid. And he was ducking into him because Devin was attacking the body. And once he hurt that body, and he started using certain counts, Loma was ducking into him. But at the same time, a rabbit punch is a rabbit punch. I'm not gonna make excuse for him. They were all legal shots. But Loma was intentionally, and if you watch the fight, he was spinning them. He was turning them, and he did the same shit to Cambosis too in the next fight. So, I ain't taking nothing away from him. That's
That's how.
Loma's
That's how.
Loma's a
That
slick
that
fighter.
that's the movement. At the end of the day, he's always been known for his movement. So what he's not gonna do is not punch because you're not in the right position. He's gonna let the
Yeah,
referee do his job, man. I mean, so
Exactly.
but where he
Exactly.
really started catching them was in the later rounds. Like the first half of the fight, Devin was turning with his ass. Like when he turned, he was turning.
now, now
So
let
he
me
really
ask
wasn't
y'all.
getting away with
I,
it.
I want to ask y'all a question based off of this whole Devin Haney and the jab situation because I think the jab conversation is probably the foundation of all of this. Is a really that's the biggest thing to walk away from. Now going into the fight with Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez, I wanted Devin Haney. You can go check the archives. I was saying I wanted Devin Haney to box. I said don't listen to nobody. Box. Do not fight Jose Ramirez. So I was okay with everything Devin Haney did in that Jose Ramirez fight, except for the absence of the jab and the overuse of his legs.
Yeah,
That's when
but
I became discouraged with Devin, and I said, "Damn, bro, is
Like
he
what's going
scared?
on? Yeah,
yeah,
Why is
exactly.
but
he
Clay,
doing that?"
Because
Clay,
if he establishes the jab in that fight, he controls Ramirez the whole fight, and Ramirez
100%.
is not rushing in like he was
No,
rushing in.
no, but let me put some perspective on that from how I saw that fight. Man, we all know that that fight was Devin coming off the Ryan Garcia fight. We know that Devin had a problem with Ryan Garcia catching him with the left hook off the jab.
Right.
So Devin was going into this fight. This fight was set up for Devin to fight him and get past him, and for Ryan Garcia to fight Rolly and get past Rolly. So it's not hard for us to see that Devin Haney was preparing to fight Ryan Garcia. So I think what Devin was doing, he was preparing himself to fight. He was testing Ramirez, a person with a good left hook, punching power.
That's
He
gonna
but
stalk
slow,
you.
but
Yeah, that
slower, but slower. So he was practicing on him for what he was going to do for Ryan. So if he was getting caught up, if he was getting countered off the jab with Ryan, and they say he wasn't keeping his hand on the phone. He wasn't staying on the phone. So that's what he was trying to practice with Ramirez. I don't think that he was trying to establish a jab. That's why he made sure that he didn't throw too many jabs. I think he was trying to fight. He was trying to get used to fighting somebody who had a strong left hook with punching power without using his jab. And he got on his bicycle, but it didn't look pretty. But I think he was preparing for how he was going to fight Ryan, but Ryan dropped the ball.
but
So
I
that
don't
now
even
I'm
that's a
hoping
think
that fight right there was just that. It was just in preparation to try to get to Ryan Garcia,
and,
to do that to Ryan Garcia.
I
and
I really think that was his game plan that he was going to try to do to Ryan Garcia.
I don't think I don't
that's a great point, frequent, and
Whoa,
that's part
sorry,
of the
bro.
that's part.
It is an unfortunate, ugly, inconvenient question.
yeah, but I
What
don't
is
think it
Devin
was
gonna do on Saturday?
I don't even
Exactly.
think that was the game
That's
plan
one
for
of the
Ryan
questions. That's one of
Garcia.
the questions we have as well going into this fight. Is he going to fight the same way that he fought Ramirez, and did he fight that way to get prepared for Ryan? That's one of the questions we have as
That's what
well.
I thought. I thought he was fighting that way to get prepared for Ryan, but I don't think that he have to fight that way with Brian Norman Jr. I just don't, because I don't think that his left hook is Ryan's left hook. Ryan left hook is blazing. It's already blazing fast, and then it was laced with the O. Yeah, I mean, I know y'all don't want me to say the word, but it was laced with the O, bro. So I
What
think
if
that
it's not the left hook that's an issue? What if it's a check left hook to the body? What if it's the overhand right? What if it's
we
the
never
jab?
saw that. We never saw Devin had no trouble with those type of things. We saw
Has he
people
ever been
throwing those.
punched by?
We
Has he
saw
been
people
punched by
throwing
somebody
those,
like Brian Norman?
but we saw people throwing those
I
punches
think
at
Devin
Devin
got.
all his career though, and we ain't see Brian. I think Devin will be able to see Brian Norman Jr.'s hooks and all of his power shots a mile away, bro.
I think
Clay,
Brian
Clay,
Norman's going to
what,
get behind that jab. He's going to work that body. I think Devin's going to get tested to the body in this fight. I
Clay,
don't know
which
who's going to
which
win though,
punch
but
hurt
yeah.
worse? A punch you can't see that's coming fast, or a punch you can see?
It's always the
I mean,
punches you
the
can't
punch
see.
you can't see will knock you off your equilibrium. It'll hurt you in that sense. Like you'll be affected by the one you can't see more.
Oh, so I think Devin he already been hit the hardest he gonna be hitting in his career. That's what I feel like.
In that, I mean, I think he's been hit with the hardest left hook he's been hit with in his career. I don't think he's been necessarily hit with the hardest right hand, with the hardest body shot, with the hardest uppercut, with the
Yo,
hardest straight right hand.
Ryan
that
hit him
right
with a
hand
nice
from
right
Ryan
He
hand.
gotta
Garcia
close the
had that.
gap to get
That's
to
the
his
one that
body,
had
Clay.
Devin face messed up. The
Yeah,
right
the
hand of
right
Ryan
hand from
Garcia.
Ryan was dangerous.
Yeah,
He gotta close the gap to get to his body, Clay. He just can't
That
walk in there.
jab. That's why I said this is
the
going to be about the
distance.
jab.
He
But
got to
there's no
control the
gap.
distance.
Yeah,
There's no gap. He's
but
got the
then,
longer arms.
but then if he get,
Only
I,
only by a
it,
little bit though,
it's
Clay.
not. I think Devin Haney box rec is the length and height.
It's
That
really
shit
who
is
could get
cat.
the jab off first as well.
I think Devin Haney measurements
With
is
with with,
cap because that's
with
that's
the
from when he was
with
like
the
a
reach
teenager.
being so close.
Mm,
So who gonna get the jab off first?
Right.
If Dev could
Whoever
get the jab
controls
off
that
first,
jab, if you see Brian Norman getting that jab off, bro, and let me tell you how you're going to be able to tell who wins the jab when Devin stops throwing his. You feel me? If Devin stops throwing that jab, that's going to be like the 10-year-old child inviting the devil into the house, bro. It's
Yeah.
going to
So
be
Man,
like
what I think Devin, it's important for Devin to meet him in the middle of the ring and try to keep the fight in the middle of the ring, but control the distance
100%.
at the same time. If
absolutely,
Brian
absolutely.
Norman try to move up in advance, Devin gonna have to control the distance and take a step back, but
He's going
not
to do
just
that when
jump
he's
all the
setting that
way on
face
your
off.
bicycle, but make him
He's going to
pay
have to
for punches that
demonstrate.
he missed.
yeah, but where was Brian's Norman jab in the Quentin Randall fight? It was just not consistent.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
disagree on that
These are the
also.
questions that we have, Joseph.
Like where did he
I
go?
think I think
With another high skilled a guy was in front of him like Quentin Randall with that type of pedigree, we saw how he looked.
But
So
okay,
Where
so
this is
where did
here's
his
another
jab go against
interesting
Boba Chica?
here's another interesting an interesting about Brian Norman that has to be factored in that I'm thinking about. Brian Norman gets better every fight for me. He's young, bro. He's growing. He's maturing. He's figuring things out like Abdullah Mason. So Quentin Randall was a long time ago for a fighter like Brian Norman. He's 24 years old. What was he like? 22 years old when he fought Quentin?
Yeah, but that was
yep.
he's also been fighting a certain type of style these last couple fights.
That's true. That's true. But
yeah.
I'm saying he
The
got
guy
to
the
He
go
ain't
guys
home.
seen
he's
it.
been
He ain't
fighting
seen it since he was
last
22.
has been
All right.
tailor made for him.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that
That's
I
part of
think
the
that he's
question.
probably
That's
better.
another question we have going into this fight as well. How's
Facts.
he going to look with a guy like that? Because these last guys has been tailor made. Cuevas was tailor made. Santilli tailor made. They're gonna stand right in front of you and
Well,
give you everything you want. And
Cuevas actually caught him with a nice check
In the
right,
second round. Yeah,
I
he
was
right,
did.
just about to say that,
and
Ray.
buckled him.
I was
So
just about to say that.
yeah, that's not act like he don't run into shots, and that's what I
100%.
was gonna say.
Is he
and
He's
that's
is
he's
he
another thing. Haney straight right, and Haney timing and his speed. I think Haney's slightly faster than him I think that's
Oh,
gonna be
he's
a
fat.
Did,
key as well.
I
He's
did,
definitely
did he
faster than
stop
y'all think.
lunging
yeah,
in?
he's got a little quick. I'm gonna say he's quicker. I'm not gonna say
Now, if
faster.
Devin is Devin and he can pick up on those things, it's gonna be an easy. He gonna dance to the victory.
Yeah, but
But
I
we
just
just
want to
don't
know
know
did
yet.
did Brian Norman stop lunging in? Because sometimes he'll just jump in. Like,
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
Uh,
how
that's
he
what I.
knocked out
exactly.
Jen Sasaki though. You know,
nah,
he kind of lunged
that
in.
was a that was off of a counter though. Jensen
Yeah, that
Saki
was a counter
hit him to
left.
a
That was
body.
Yeah,
a pull counter at
That
that.
really wasn't a jump in.
yeah.
You
Another
know, he
question is they. I was one of the guys who thought Haney looked a little shot in the Ramirez fight, and then you come straight into a Norman fight like that. I think if you're a shot fighter, you don't take a dangerous task like that. So I think
that's another thing.
they know something.
Oh
They
no,
feel something.
wait. Now let's be honest. There's two different sides to that story. Now, if you choose to go with the Devin side, that's true. He picked Brian Norman, but Brian Norman Sr. and Jr. stand fast on saying that there's a lot of people who are saying that Brian Norman Jr. was called by Turkey and that Bill Haney and Devin did not choose Brian Norman Jr. They were offered Brian Norman
But
Jr. for the
we
best
already
Wait,
know
fighter
wait,
that's
available.
we
Uh,
already
Hold on.
know
But
that's a
see,
lie though.
that's
I
I
not
don't
don't
even
know
true.
if
get it.
that's
That's
a
We
not
lie.
already
I
know
true.
that's
don't
a
know if
lie
that's not a
because we
hold
lie.
on, hold
saw.
on.
No,
Frequent,
look,
Because
look,
frequent.
look, 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 look. None of that don't even really matter if they chose
Not,
him or not. They accepted the fight at the end of the day.
it don't matter. But look,
It,
No, but that's
why
a
would
false
Chris Eubank,
narrative though.
why
Chris
would
That's a
Eubanks
false
just
narrative
Chris
though.
Eubanks accepted a fight with Conor Ben. Look at what you know. What I mean, I'm just saying the
yeah,
money
yeah,
don't
that's all
necessarily
good
mean
and
you're
well,
ready.
but yeah, that's all good and well,
all right,
Clay. But
let me. All right,
but see, the
why would
Haney's are
Turkey
more
offer a
strategic than
fight?
that.
Why would
Like,
Hold
Turkey?
on, y'all. Hold on. But we saw Turkey come out, right? And Turkey said that he respect Devin Haney because Devin Haney will fight anybody, right? And so we know that Devin Haney was offered to fight with Teofimo Lopez first. Lopez turned the fight down. Then we
yep,
know next in line was Brian Norman Jr. I mean, was Boots. Boots
Ron
was
Ennis.
moving up, so Boots ain't get it. So the next person on the list was who? Brian Norman Jr. It was on the list that they was
No,
going
no, no,
down,
no,
man.
no, no, no. Wait, frequent. I just wait. Listen, we don't
like I
know. We don't know that that list was necessarily a list created by the Haneys, and I'm gonna tell you why. Of course, Bill is gonna sell it that way, but I'm telling you, Turkey Al Sheikh has been putting. He has matchmakers, bro. And for Devin to get the money he want with Turkey, there are fights that Turkey will pay for and fights that he will not pay for. So there's an argument there to say, and this is what Brian Norman Sr. is trying to tell the world. Now, I'm not saying I believe one side over the other, but I'm going to say I'm not ready to call Brian Norman Sr. or Jr. a liar. I'm just not ready to do that. So I'm
Well,
saying
I
there's an
am if he
argument.
said that
I'm
though. If you're
But
saying that
Clay,
he really said, if you're
it don't
saying that he
matter.
I'm gonna
said,
give you. Hold on.
if you're saying that Brian Norman Jr. said that, I had sent. Matter of fact, I think I sent it to you and Ray. It was a clip of Brian Norman Jr. and Ness and Bill Haney and
I sent
Brian
it to
Norman
yeah.
and Brian Norman Sr. And Sr. was calling Bill a liar because Bill was saying that he can get money on the table. He said it was money on the table for my son and your son to fight. And he was like, no, they was calling Bill a liar. They were saying Bill was capped. And Bill was like, well, when we come back with the deal, he said he was going to take it to Turkey. He said, when we come back with it, then know that I'm the one who said it. I came for you. You didn't come looking for us. And so how can he flip it around and try to act like he already knew that it was money on the table, that it was a fight set up, for offered for them to fight Brian Norman Jr. If he was calling Bill a capper, saying Bill was capped when Bill was telling him that he
Uh
could get money for the fight.
okay. I'll
He
answer
was
that.
saying he was lying, saying wasn't
I'll
nobody
answer that.
going, he
Like
was
I
saying
said,
wasn't
I
nobody going to pay for it.
to the
And
point I
Bill was
was
I'll
in
answer.
that
making.
in that same interview, Bill was like, in that same video, Bill was like, why you said you was gonna call me after the Jen Sasaki fight? He was like, why I'm gonna call you after the Jen Sasaki fight? He said, because I told you I got money on the table
He
for
did
us
say
to
that.
fight.
That is
And he
true.
was calling Bill a capper. He said Bill was lying. So how you gonna flip it around now and say he already knew that it was money on the table for him to fight Bill and
I,
Bill
I
didn't
think
pick the opponent?
I I think adding the he already knew part is making it more weird than it's supposed to be. Brian Norman Sr. doesn't have to be aware of money on the table for Turkey Al-Sheikh and his matchmakers to have a list of fighters that he's interested in seeing Devin Haney fight. See, at the end of the day, what needs to be understood is that Devin Haney was in a position to where he was about to fight on Black Prime, my G. The boxing game had frozen Devin Haney out. He could not get money, right? So Turkey Al-Sheikh was his only way to get money. But the thing about Turkey Al-Sheikh is you have to fight Godzilla. You have to fight Mothra. You have to fight Skeletor.
No,
You
but Turkey
can't.
Al-Sheikh, when
So
Turkey Al-Sheikh did that, he had the right. He wanted to fund the Ryan Garcia rematch.
no. There was a multi-fight deal for Devin Haney to fight
Yeah.
We
under
don't even know
Turkey
how
He
many
going
Al-Sheikh.
fights
for
he
the
got with
Ryan
Turkey.
Garcia rematch, though,
What
right?
I'm saying is it's not far. Ryan Garcia was one of them. Yes. So was Teofimo Lopez, right? So was
Yeah,
there was a
but
lot of other
Brian
fights.
Norman Jr.
Shakur
So,
wasn't on the
Stevenson.
radar, is what I'm
so
saying. He
Clay,
wasn't on the
You
radar
don't
because
know that. You
he
don't
we
so
know
do
Clay,
that. He
because
was a
so
he wasn't
But
even a
champion.
remember,
champion yet.
but
He didn't
frequent,
get
but
What
freak.
do you
he
mean he
didn't
wasn't
get
a
big
champion?
until
How wasn't he a
he
champion?
Yes,
didn't
he
get
was.
big until he knocked out Jen Sasaki. He wasn't on
Freak,
he
Right.
wasn't on
He
what
was
you
He was
already.
call
WBO
radar.
frequent. You got to
champion.
remember
Frequent.
Yeah.
these guys have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you
And
think you
So
Yeah.
you got
No,
to remember that.
but what I'm saying though, after
Brian
Ryan
Norman was a
Garcia cheated,
champion, bro.
when Ryan no, that was later on. When Ryan
No, he was
Garcia,
champion ever
No,
since he beat
he was.
Chantillion, bro.
No, he
yeah,
Yes,
was champion, bro. He was
he
champion. He was
had two.
champion.
He
yeah,
had two
I know
defenses.
I know he was champion, but listen to what I'm saying, bro. Ryan Garcia and Devin wasn't at 147, so he wasn't Turkey
Bro, you telling
he
me you didn't
wasn't
know
No,
the
looking at
Devin was going to 147? You didn't know
the
that?
second one was
no,
gonna
I'm
be at
no,
47.
listen, what I'm saying is Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fought at 140, right? They fought
Put
at
the
The
horse to
first
the
140.
time,
back.
They fought at 140, but Ryan ain't make weight. So Devin said he was gonna fight on he said he was gonna fight in between weights from now on, right? And so
Oh,
Turkey Al-Sheikh was trying to fund the Ryan Garcia rematch, and they was trying to have it at a catch weight.
nah, that fight was gonna be
that's
at
not
47.
true. It was going to
Freaky.
be
At
at
first, it was a
147.
catch weight. It was going to be at a catch
That was
weight at
hey
very
first.
Clay,
temporary. That was very
Clay,
temporary, frequent. It was so temporary. What I'm saying to you is, first of all, how long does it take to make a list, bro? Does it take months, years? How quick is it to be like, yo,
But
Devin,
what I'm saying, no, but this
if
is what I'm
Devin wanted to
saying though.
become a,
Only
if
thing.
hold on, if Devin wanted to become, because you're saying what you said about Devin going to fight at catch weight from now on. I know you don't believe that shit. How is Devin Haney? Devin Haney wants to be a champion, bro, and he can only be a champion if he fights at a weight class. Did you really believe he was going to go
No, he
back to
no
140?
no no no. What I'm
No, he
saying,
was going to 147 inevitably, and anybody who was a champion at 147 was a legitimate target for Devin Haney and a legitimate
well,
target for Turkey Al-Sheikh to coordinate a fight with. That's it.
yeah, but
As
Clay,
soon
but
as
what I'm saying
you
before
don't
that
think
though, but
Turkey,
what
you don't
Uh,
think Turkey
what I'm
talked to
saying though,
Devin
what I'm
before
saying
that?
at that point, that was before the Jen Sasaki fight, bro.
okay.
yeah,
Brian
Right.
Norman
he talks
Jr.
to
ain't
Devin every
gained
All
that
time. Yeah,
right.
much
he does.
track. He
Listen.
ain't get all the
He
hype
talks to
Okay.
behind
Devin.
him until
He
he
Right.
talks
knocked
to
out Jen
Devin.
Sasaki,
Okay.
bro.
So let
He
me
talks to
jump
Devin
in.
and he offers Devin fights. Right, hold on. He talks to Devin, right? And
Uh,
he talks to Bill and he offers them fights. You know what it is? It's yes or no, bro.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
you
you
don't
Yeah,
believe
think
yeah, I
Devin.
Devin
know,
knew?
but what
You
I'm
don't think
saying
right.
Devin
is,
knew
So
before Brian Norman that he
Brian
already
Norman
working with
Jr.
him?
no,
What
I
I'm
think
saying
Devin
is
said
Brian.
Listen.
yes. I don't think
What
he
I'm
was
saying is
forced,
No,
Brian
I'm
but I'm
Norman.
saying
saying
you
he
don't.
didn't
Turkey.
necessarily pick him.
Hold
Uh,
up. What I'm saying is Turkey Al-Sheikh was not checking for Brian Norman Jr. at that time, bro. I'm sorry, he just
Bro, it's
wasn't.
a list of
yes,
fighters,
he
bro.
was.
A
Listen. I'm
list.
gonna
How
tell.
is he not?
Let me
It's
give
a
you.
list.
Let me give you this.
Bro,
Either
y'all
or. How?
hold on,
Hold
y'all,
on.
hold on.
How
Before you
you?
say that, Ray, before you can say that right after I say this. Y'all trying to sit here and act like y'all don't remember that Bill Haney was on Nest, the boxing voice, and they had the caller lines open and everything, and Bill asked everybody who they wanted to see Devin fight next.
Ah,
And
that was
that
a
list was
setup.
created,
Okay.
right there,
That's a
live on
setup.
air. No, that wasn't a setup, because how
That's a
for it to
setup.
be a setup, then you gotta say that all the people that was calling in was a part of they was in on the
No,
setup too.
what I'm saying,
Because they was
is,
naming people as they was making the list right there, bro.
yeah, they were naming people, but the names weren't hard to come up with, bro. You know what I'm
It's the
saying? They
top, yeah,
weren't.
top 10 or
Yeah, bro. They
whatever.
just
Yeah,
offered all the
I
top
If
Come
you'd have
fighters,
on,
asked
bro.
bro.
any one of
Nah,
us,
That
we
but
would
was
bro.
have
listen,
came up
coming.
but
with the
hold
Come
on.
same
on.
All right,
names.
Because people were
all
saying,
right.
because
We would
Let
have
people
me
were
came up with
saying,
the same names, bro.
people was saying, why do Devin got people on his hit list that ain't even at his weight class? He still got people at
Because
135
those is
on his
fights.
hit
because
Those
they're
is
list.
fights
still
that
they're exactly
You
'cause-
trying to
those
tell
are
me that
fights
and
that
Turkey
Turkey
Al
would
Sheik
pay
had
for.
those people on the list?
right,
Yeah,
exactly,
Shakur
exactly.
Stevenson and Tank Davis, absolutely. Teofimo
Yes,
Lopez,
Those
absolutely.
are
Those are
obvious
still
fights for Devin.
those are still
right.
money
That's
fights
that's the fight.
at
That's
147.
exactly,
Bro,
exactly. Even that catch
because we knew that Devin, we knew that Devin even told the world that he wasn't never going back to 135. Shakur
he didn't say he
Stevenson
was
Listen,
fighting
wasn't
no,
that.
talking
those
about
fight.
going to 140. Shakur Stevenson said he wouldn't go up to 140
That's
to
what
fight Devin
that's
Haney.
why I
That's what he
No,
said
he
said
said
out
Turkey
his
one.
wouldn't
own
go.
No,
mouth.
he said no,
That's what he
no. He said
said. But
So why would
47.
Turkey
Turkey
put
put
him on the
No,
list
He said
to
he
fight?
said
142.
47.
He
He
said
didn't say 40.
142. No,
He
he
said
He
said
said he
he
ain't go.
wouldn't
140,
fight
bro.
Devin at 142.
Devin
He
wasn't
said he
even
wouldn't
at
fight.
147 yet. He said he
Nah,
wouldn't
he
go up to
listen,
140 to fight Devin.
listen. They
That was
all say
before.
shit. They all say shit, and the next week they change their mind. Shakur said I
Anyway,
fight Conor Ben at 54, and then the next week he said I was tripping. I actually fight him at 47. This is what these guys do. Remember, it was the time Haney said I was done
But
with the
they
belt.
asked him, would he ever fight Devin Haney? He said no, he wouldn't fight Devin Haney at 140.
That's
Or
true.
47. He said he
That's
wouldn't fight him
true.
at
That's
47 because
true. That's
he's
true.
too
But
big
if the
at
No,
money
it
47.
was
gets is
140 because Devin that wasn't at
No, he said at
147
both.
yet.
He said
no,
at
he said
both
at
ways he
both
wouldn't
weights.
fight him.
When they told him Haney was at 44, 47, he's like, yo, that's too high. But like I said, when Turkey put the money on the table, these niggas is gonna jump at it.
That's
Nah,
We
it.
just see we just
this is
seen
what happened. All right,
Carter Ben went up 2 weight classes for that paper.
yeah, but
all
that
right.
was he was fighting another pedestrian though.
Connor Ben's been fighting at one close to 160 anyway his last two fights, so I ain't giving him that. But anyway, let's get back to this. So to solidify all this, at the end of the day, we all know that that money was there for a fight for Devin, right? We all know that there was a list of fighters that Devin was given or came up with, however you want to look at it. At the end of the day, they went through those lists with Turkey Al Sheet and the promotion to Brian Norman Sr. was saying from Bill is that there's money here to be made with both of us, and I want to share it with you.
Right.
Regardless of how he sold it
Facts.
or how he put it,
Facts. I agree.
that's how it was promoted. And when Brian was like, yo, let's get this money, he said, but here's the problem. I got a fight right now. He was overseas and I'm trying to get ready. You got this fight tomorrow. I'll let you know after the fight. Now he did double back and Bill called up there after the fight happened and said, I thought we was getting this fight popping. He said, so what it is then? Yeah, we can get it popping. What are you
I
No,
saying?
that's
remember
not
that.
I
what
re-
he said. That's not what he
he
said. He said
he
Bill
Listen,
was
it don't matter
lying. He
what they
said Bill
said.
was lying.
The nigga
He said
Haney
Bill
signed
was
the
capping. He said
contract.
it wasn't no bread.
Yeah, but we ain't gotta go through all the details. Like
Right.
yeah.
Ray on point. He on point. We ain't gotta know. We ain't gotta say exactly what
Listen,
happened.
my initial point was I thought Haney and them was shot, and he took this dangerous fight, and that was the question that I got coming into this fight. How are
Right.
you a shot fighter and you taking a dangerous risk like that? Clay made a good point saying the money was there, but I believe there were. I don't think, like people say, he was backed into a corner to take this fight. I
Hell
don't think
no.
this fight
Yeah, I
was
think that's a
necessarily
narrative that
backed into
people
the
try
corner
to
No,
to
put
take the
I,
out
fight.
there to
yeah,
try to
I don't want to
discredit
say he was
Devin
backed
Haney.
into a
That's what I
corner.
think.
I don't want to say he was back. And once again, I want to also go on record and say I don't know. I'm just saying there's two sides to this story. There's this
Right.
side and that side. I don't know which one it is, right? But what I'm saying is Devin Haney. Let me tell you, the money, and it's not Devin, and that's why Eddie Hearn said he went on record and said Devin Haney's different now. Him and Bill are different now. They will put themselves in a dangerous situation for a lot of money where they wouldn't have necessarily done that before when they were with him. They
Yeah,
would have
but
chased
Eddie
legacy.
Heard, you talking about a dude that
Yeah.
Hey,
when
I'm
I
he
not
think he's a
working
little
with
vouching
Devin,
for
he
him.
sour.
love him.
I'm
When he
not
not
vouching
working
for
with
I
him.
Devin,
I'm
he
just
hate
telling
him.
you
But
what he
but this
said.
what
think
but
Eddie.
this what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But this what I'm
That's not
saying
a
though.
good. That's
But
not
All
a
this
right.
good.
this,
I don't
this
know.
what I'm
I'm
saying.
not vouching for. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
there's arguments out there to say that Devin Haney, and
yeah, but
all I'm just trying to do is put the perspective on it to say
Eddie
that
not a good
But
source
a
though.
fighter will
well,
go
hold
for money. A fighter will go for money against odds
Yeah, but
that
he been
aren't
making money
for
though.
him.
So it's
but
like
hold on though.
it
When
ain't
Ryan
nothing
Gar
new.
hold on though. When Ryan Garcia, when Devin Haney first signed that 3-fight deal with Turkey Al Sheik, it was already known It was rumors. Let me just say that it was
Yeah,
already
we don't
rumors
know how
that
many fight deals he got.
out to be true. That Devin Haney had a 3-fight deal with Turkey Al Sheik. You know, leading up to the Ryan Garcia fight. Ryan Garcia rematch was in there, right? We already know that.
Ramirez,
Right.
Garcia, Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So we already knew who the 3 people was already, and
And maybe Duran.
new
Maybe
people
Duran
was
Ennis.
Yeah, maybe
Jerron Ennis,
the
Jerron.
winner of T.O. and Jerron Ennis. That's a fact.
Right.
Craven.
Yeah,
Facts.
but then you talking about 4 people removed now. You trying to say
Yeah.
yeah, so
And Turkey had to have
and
a
you put that
conversation with
and
Devin.
hold on and you couple that with the fact that Turkey Al Sheik came out and said that he respect Devin Haney because he'll fight anybody. That
Right.
means that he had that and I think he was referring to the Devin Haney willingness to fight Boots because he asked him to fight
I
Boots and
agree.
Devin Haney was like, yeah, let's get
I
it. But
agree.
Boots moved up, right?
Yeah.
So acknowledging that is to know that Devin Haney had the choice to say yes or no. If he was said no, Turkey Al Sheik would have found somebody else. He'd have picked another
I
person.
agree.
He
I
didn't
That's
have
a
agree.
to. So
fact.
you can't say, oh, yeah, he only fought Brian Norman Jr. because that's what Turkey wanted. He could have said no to him, just like he could have said no to Boots. Who was a more dangerous opponent, Boots or Brian Norman Jr.?
Yeah, but they did go after Boots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They went
What he
after
say?
So
Boots.
what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
so if
tell
he
you
went
is
after,
that there was
if he went
nobody else
after
on the
Boots,
list. There was
if
nobody
he
left. They
how
went other routes.
the list wasn't just 4 people. The list
So
it was
so
a
so
long
name the
list.
people on the list. Name the people on the list.
You had Tank,
You
you
had
had
Shakur.
Shakur,
Shakur was on the
Shakur
list.
Boots.
said he
Ryan
wasn't going up
Garcia
to
was on the list.
147. Ryan
Then you,
Garcia took a loss. Go ahead.
But they
yeah,
was on the list though. They was
No,
on the
so
list.
I'm just showing you that
you had
that
Mario Barrios.
Mario
But
Barrios
hold
is,
on.
come
But
on,
that's what
bro.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though. I don't think that Turkey had this list because had Shakur knew that Turkey was asking him to make that move, he know that the money is involved with it. He would have said, yeah. I think Shakur would
I mean,
have said yeah to fighting Devin.
we could think whatever, right?
Absolutely.
We're gonna have to think about it, but you got to remember, Shakur went on record to say that he wasn't going to go up to 147 to fight Devin. I'm not
Hell
saying he
no, he
wouldn't have
wouldn't.
changed
That's
his
But
mind,
then,
but
stupid.
he said it.
what he say he was going to fight Conor Ben at though?
He
But
said,
that's Conor Ben.
matter of fact, he spoke on that specifically and said, "I will go and fight Conor Ben because I don't think he can beat me. His skill set." He said,
Yeah,
"But
he
I would
said.
not fight." He spoke literally
Yeah,
to that point.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a
On
fact.
that point.
He literally said Devin is too big and too skillful at 147.
Yes, he said
It's
this.
exactly what he said. He said he's too big. Can't do it. And that's not a problem. It's
That,
limitations. Like 140 had to be
Well,
his weight.
as a
that-
Hanos
that's
clan
true.
member, I can't
That's
really
true.
hate
But I
on
think
that.
if the
So
money was in Shakur's face, he would have took that shit.
You were
Nah,
like salute
don't
I
to
set
can't
Shakur for
really
yourself
say
keeping
up
it
nothing
for
real with
bad
failure. You're
about
himself.
not
that,
big
bro.
enough.
So
He said salute to Shakur for keeping it real with himself. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
because
yeah,
he
because
don't have
I
a
Nah,
really
but see,
don't think he wanted that smoke, man.
as a Shakur
yeah.
guy, I
Shakur
don't
can
like
carry
that.
the frame at 147, but fighting a Devin Haney that's naturally already bigger, so he's probably going to be he's moving up. He's going to be faster and stronger, and then
Yeah,
he's
as a
that
Shakur
skillful.
guy, I didn't appreciate that one.
And
Oh
You
yeah,
and
take
yeah,
all you
because
take
He's
all
just being
sides.
real with himself.
Shakur did say he wanted to fight. That's why I look at what Shakur did, man. He dropped the ball in a major way, bro. You
at
could have fought
135,
You could have fought
yeah,
Dranos, bro.
yeah, he
You could have
fucked up.
fought Dranos for undisputed.
Yeah, he fucked up. He knows he fucked up. He smiled. Because he said it in the interview when he was like, I woke up the next morning. He announced Regis program. He said, I was like, oh shit. He said it. He smiled. He was like, damn, I didn't think he was gonna do that. He thought he was
Yeah,
gonna get the
and that speaks
negotiation
to
going.
another point that a lot of people be
Yeah,
trying to deny that the fact that when Devin was at 135 and that offer was on the table and he had an ultimatum to either fight Shakur or move up to 140. Everybody was saying that Devin Haney was stuck in between the rock and the hard place because they just knew he wasn't going to go up there and fight Regis
They
because
did say
everybody
that.
thought that Regis would knock him
People were
out, bro.
saying that.
People was
They
thinking that
did
A
say
Regis would
lot of
that. They
knock him
people
did
were
out. So
say
they
that.
saying
was
that.
like, he
no, that was
definitely
some
going to
people
fight
who didn't know
Shakur.
They
boxing.
did say that.
They
They
was
did
they
say
was
Regis
that.
saying
program was
they was
100%.
saying he gonna get beat by Shakur because Shakur
That was
is
just
more
haters, bro.
skilled than he
Anybody who
is,
really
and they
knew
said
They
he
said
ain't gonna
he
go
was
up
Regis
to
gonna
was
get knocked
140
moving.
out
because
by
Regis
Regis
gonna knock him
Prograis.
out. And then he move up to 140 and beat Regis, and then everybody talking about Regis was trash.
Not
Nobody
everybody.
thought that
That's
Regis
not. I
was
don't.
going to win.
That was
I'm like, come
a
on, man. I
niche.
remember
That was a niche space of people
senior, one
who
of the
did that.
coaches over there on Tank Team was saying that they
Kenny
was picking
Ellis. Don't
Regis.
say one of them. Kenny Ellis said it.
They was picking Regis, man. Everybody
Yeah.
was picking Regis, man. I
Nah,
couldn't
not
find
everybody.
nobody.
Not
Only Devin
everybody, but
Haney fans was
because some
picking
people
Devin,
was
bro.
some people
No,
was
that's
Every
not
other
true.
some
That's not
people was
true. I
some
heard a
people
who
was
lot of
who you
Devin
was
relying on
picking?
that
fans.
Who you
Zorilla
was picking?
performance
Who
Who?
you was
and saying he
picking?
was
Who?
tailor made. Some
I
people.
got YouTube videos saved.
Hold
No,
on, I
no,
want
no,
to know. I
no.
want to
Both,
know
no.
who
Both
Clay was
things are
picking,
true.
bro.
Both things
Oh,
are
I
true. Both
picked
things are true.
Devin was the winner all day. Nobody, I didn't know nobody who was really picking Regis like you're saying.
Yeah,
I
because you was
only had
talking the
Nah, it
even
was
same
that. Yeah,
people, Clay.
yeah,
even
you don't
tank
be over
fans,
there. You don't be
tank
over there
fans
at the Tank
expected.
Pro
Even
channel.
Fanon said he picked Devin Haney.
N-
Everybody picked Devin.
No,
But
no,
not
Fanon
is
ain't tell,
capping.
Fanon ain't telling the truth on that. Then if
No,
He
he said
not
no,
that,
telling the
no, he
truth
because
at
didn't. No, he
all.
didn't.
I
No, he
saw
didn't.
him.
Go back
He
and
literally
watch him.
said he literally said that Devin Haney is in trouble. He's in a world of trouble. He's a bigger
Yeah,
fighter.
I
Well,
said.
I
Regis is
mean,
Power, the
uh,
I'm
power,
Matter
the
not
of fact,
saying
ain't a
when I
power.
lot.
saw when I
I'm not
saw
finna
Something
sit up
Senior,
about the
here and defend
power.
no damn Fanon, bro. I ain't finna do that. So if that's what you're gonna
Yeah,
say, it is what it is. I ain't even getting into that conversation. But I maybe I was being extreme, but I'm just saying, like the Dean by any means, he picked Devin. All the fans of Tank that most people picked Devin to win that fight, and everybody
wait,
knew
hold
Regis
on.
wasn't.
Dean picked Devin too.
Yes,
Oh,
Nah,
I
Dean,
ain't know
Dean,
that.
nah,
that
Dean did pick Devin. He,
that I don't.
nah,
That don't.
Dean, but they did end up changing they end up
They
changing it.
changed the pick.
They,
They changed the pick for a lot of them.
no, they
I mean,
changed.
I
No,
don't
I
listen
some
to
know.
They
Tank
I
some
know.
changed
Cash
their
people
I,
news
picks.
enough.
What I'm
some
saying, they
people was
end up
hanging their
changing.
hat off the Zorilla performance and saying, "Oh, Haney was gonna cook him."
Exactly.
Others were
right.
Everybody was
saying that
talking
the
about
power he going as
exactly.
soon as Regis touch him, the power, the power, the power.
No, but
That's what
everybody
niggas
was
was
saying
saying.
that Bill Haney scouted Regis and saw that performance he did against Zorilla, and that's why they picked it. They called it. They were like, "Yo, he's picking a weak link." Regis Prograis ain't
Who
been the
said
same
that?
since he fought Josh Taylor. Everybody was saying that. Everybody knew that
But
Bill
see,
Haney was at the Zorilla fight,
They
and that
said
he
that
looked.
after he beat him, though, right?
No,
Nah, this
there was.
before. This
This is
before.
before. This
I
was the
don't remember that.
conversation.
Where
but
was
look,
I,
It
bro?
it
Like
wasn't.
they can't
Cassidy
say
said, where
Nah,
was
it
I?
wasn't
no
everybody,
one
but
knew.
it was
No,
it
look,
was a
no, we gotta
few. It
remember.
was
We
a
gotta
few
remember.
on the other side that
Regis
said that.
came off that great fight against Jose Zapata. So we didn't
Yeah,
know
that's
he
why I'm
aged.
saying,
We
where
didn't
was
know he
I,
aged.
bro?
We didn't know he aged overnight going into the Zorilla
No,
fight.
no, but no. What the people that what they flip flop on was the ones on that side. They was like, man, if Devin Haney demolished this dude, he's special. And then when they seen him do it,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
said,
Exactly.
nah,
That's
he
when
not
this.
They said
special.
that.
That's when
He
the
not
snack
special.
shit got.
He not
When he
special.
dropped
That's what they
Regis
said.
That's
and
true.
hurt him, that's when the snack shit started
Yeah,
going
that's what they
crazy
said.
and
Devin
all
not
that shit.
special. He was supposed to do that shit, even
Yeah,
though they
that's when the
said
Yeah,
he
snack.
that's
was
when
That's
they
when
cool.
they
now
start
that
going
there I
crazy
agree
on
with that.
snack.
That's 100%. I agree with that whole everything y'all just said right there. That's what I remember. I remember them trying to take away the significance of the victory afterwards.
R.I.P.
But
Victor Conti,
yeah, man, the best that ever
This one,
did it,
this one
man.
this
the
weekend is for Vic.
scientifically prepared.
The
This
best that
this
ever did it, Victor Conti, bro. The best that ever did it.
this weekend, this one is for
Never
Victor.
duplicated.
Snack 4L.
What you say? This one is for Victor.
This one is
Yeah,
for Victor.
exactly, bro. Shout out to Victor.
If
Rest in
Devin
peace,
come
Victor
out and
Conti,
dance
bro.
on this nigga Norman this weekend, this one is for Victor.
Yeah, man. This one's for Victor. I hope if Devin win, I hope he shout Victor out. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Right? If you be like, yo, first of all, rest in peace to Victor Conti,
You
the
see, they
great
still
Victor
wearing they
Conti.
snack and shit. They still wearing snack.
Yep. You know what I mean?
Snack
It's like
strong, baby.
Never duplicated, always
I think
hated.
there's 3 snack fighters on that card.
Who's the next? Oh, Benavidez.
Benavidez and Ben Rodriguez.
Oh,
I
by the way, Benavidez looking great, bro. Have y'all
Yo,
seen
Nah,
him?
I was just about to say that.
nah,
Did anybody see
Benavidez
how
not with
Ooh.
Benavidez
Snack.
looked?
Benavidez with Mimo. He ain't with Snack.
What the hell is
Exactly.
Mimo?
That's
No,
no
Mimo's the guy who hates
Memo. He
Victor
with Memo
Conti. With
Heredia. He
Memo,
not with
who
Snack.
hates Victor Conti.
He what?
Ooh.
He's
They
Memo hates
arch.
snack,
Victor
bro.
Conti.
They used to
They
be
arch
arch
Yeah.
enemies.
nemesis because Memo
Yeah.
used to work for Victor. They was cooking up sauce
Oh,
together.
Yeah. He's not on snack. But yo, David Benavidez looks. I think this is the best I've ever seen him look, bro.
I don't know. He looked kind of sunken in to me. Looked like he need to go to cruiser.
And
Nah,
and
man, he's just
and
fat. He's fat, bro. He was fat, man. He
Yeah,
looked
he
good,
fat.
man.
He fat on the body, his face though. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I just
I
think you
mean,
get
if he
so
can
used
sustain
to
this
seeing his
weight,
face.
if he can sustain this weight moving forward, he's gonna be dangerous.
man,
Real
I
Yeah,
ain't that
dangerous.
bro.
high on Yard anyway because Yard, man, I think his gas tank don't be there, man.
I think David Benavidez is
Y'all,
gonna beat that boy's body up. You're gonna see him and punch it. I think he's gonna get bodied up by David. I ain't gonna lie. But once again, I'm not making no picks, so because I don't know who wins. You heard?
Can you
Yard,
make? Can you? I'm gonna give you
Yard is
two
very
easy
dangerous
fights.
in the first
I'm
4 or
gonna give you
5
two easy
rounds.
fights on the card, Clay. Can you make a pick for me for the
I
Bam
don't know
fight?
nothing. The
The Bam
Bam
fight.
fight,
Come on, man.
yeah, I
Come
got
on.
Bam winning. I
All
got
right,
Bam winning.
come on. At least that one. Come
That's it.
on.
That's it though. That's it. Bam is, yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and play games. I think Bam, yeah, bro, no. Bam is
How you think
arguably
he
the
gonna
You
take?
pound for
ain't
pound
picking
best fighter
Abdullah
in boxing.
Mason?
Maybe. I might. I can see myself doing that possibly. It's possible.
I got my young Aki, man. I might have to make dua for him.
Yeah,
He
no
gonna have to
doubt,
be
no doubt.
defensively sharp in the beginning of that fight and shit, so you don't get catch with no shit.
Exactly
No,
what it is.
Really
I
break
got to
down
revisit.
notes.
I got to revisit a few things with Sam Noakes, real quick. I just got to rewatch a couple of fights, and then you know what I mean, get the confirmation.
Yeah, you kind
Um,
of hyped him up a little bit, Clay. You gotta take him back, bring him back down to earth a little bit.
I got to revisit him, but I mean, I wasn't hyping him up all the way. I was just wrong about, but not since that first loss, he hasn't lost a round since he lost that first fight. He hasn't lost a round, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He
So
took 5 years off after that first loss as well.
exactly. So that's why I was like feeling like he hasn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't counting that first one. So in so many words, he is what I said he was earlier today. It's just that I have to be honest and say what his box rec says, and you know what I'm saying. And the
Sam
reality is that
Noakes.
he lost.
Sam Noakes reminds me of like a stronger Jack Catterall though, just a little bit.
Yes,
Yes,
I
but
like it.
more cerebral.
And what?
Yeah,
Power, not boxing.
not
No,
I
boxing.
like
Jack
Catterall
Catterall.
even for that 47
Jack
too.
Catterall's a better boxer, but
Yeah.
Sam Noakes is enough of a boxer, but he's a better puncher than Jack Catterall. Like, let me tell you something. I love that you just said that because I was thinking this the other day. I'm like, yo, you know what? I bet you Bozy would love to have Sam Noakes over there. I'm telling you, if Bozy could get a hold of Sam Noakes, bro, yo, I'm telling you, bro, Sam Noakes could do that Bozy shit. He could do it. He could do it in a real way. Bozy get that boy there, man. I mean, clearly
Like what you think he'll clean up? I think he'll clean up the jab. He got a decent one, but I think he'll make him throw it more.
he'll
Not
make him
clean it
throw
up.
more, and he'll make him his timing better, and you'll see him catching a lot of people with uppercuts, bro, and pop shotting people to sleep. I'm telling you, because he gonna stand in there.
Do you think Jack need that back? You think Jack need to run that back?
With who,
I
Echo?
think Jack need to run that fight back. I do.
With
Nah, he's
Echo?
Gucci.
Yeah,
Nah,
He,
he
I
him
beat
and
the
just
brakes off that
how
dude.
a
Because
knockout
of that
happened.
elbow?
I think he
Because
was,
of that, yeah, I know. That's why I was talking about that
weird.
the other day, but nobody wanted to hear me when I was saying, because I asked the question on
I
the
just don't
panel
like how it happened.
with Ray. Yeah, you talking about the elbow, right? And the punch after the bell, right?
the
We
way
go
the
punch
fight
after the
ended.
breakup. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you're talking
I
about,
don't
right?
like
The
it.
punch after the
I
breakup.
didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I thought he was gonna
Yeah,
knock him out eventually.
right.
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah,
But I
I thought
don't
he was
think he
gonna
was
knock him out
hurt off that
eventually, but
exchange.
I just didn't like how he did it.
That's what I asked. I asked the question, and
He
then
was
everybody
hurt
was
when he
like,
got hit after.
"No." I'm like,
When he
"I
got
don't
hit
know,
after.
bro. That knockdown was crazy, bro. That was effective. I don't think he recovered. I think he got really hurt on that
Yeah,
exchange,
he
and the
did.
referee. Yeah,
Now his eye was already messed up. I ain't going.
right.
It was already beat to a pulp. But he shouldn't have got knocked out in that way. He was gonna get knocked out regardless, but it shouldn't have been like that.
Yeah, the way it ended, it look a little way and shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm okay with it because I do think Jack was beating the brakes off of him. You know what I'm saying? But I hear you though, because I saw the same thing. I was calling the fight, so I saw it
Now
without a
Hey
doubt.
Clay, what about? I wanted to ask you this
we can
about
move on. I'll see Catterall versus Ben. Let's see that.
Nah, I want Catterall versus Rolly. That's what I want.
Hey, yo, I wanted to ask y'all about this though. Abdullah Mason. Like I heard somebody say that Abdullah Mason need to move up. Do y'all think he look like he
Eventually.
too big for the weight class right now?
He
No,
look
Yeah,
like
he
we
need
a
to
Yeah.
talked
he
move
about
up.
looks
this
like
almost. We
he
talked
looks like
about
a
this a long
welterweight.
time ago.
Yes, he
But
does.
he got one
Looks
more.
like
He
a
can do one more
welterweight.
fight. He
And
can
I
do one more fight
think
at
the
His
35.
movement.
strength.
I think the
Let's
Abdullah
movement he
doesn't.
gets this
Abdullah
belt and he
doesn't become
who
undisputed at 135. I'll tell you like that.
no,
He can
he
unify
doesn't.
though.
no, this
No,
might be
He
his
can.
last fight at 135.
Nah,
I think
I
he
so.
got
think so. I
he
think that's
got
why
one.
they fast paced him.
Oh, you
Nah,
think
I
that?
think
They fast paced. They fast
Yeah,
pace him because he's having trouble making 135. He's
yeah,
never fought. Remember, all his fights have been catchweight fights at
yes.
135,
Yo,
right? And
he don't look that
and
big in the ring to me though.
hold on,
Y'all think he look bigger than his
and
opponents like that?
hold
Nah,
on.
he
Let
Outside, you
can
me
got to
carry
look at
more
him
weight.
Naked
outside
to
the
make
ring
weight, bro.
frequent.
and he had to be stripped down to barely nothing. Had to cut his hair off just so
Yup.
he can make weights.
That's why you see his haircut.
And
Come
his
on, bro.
last
He ain't had to
and his
cut
last.
his hair off, bro.
He
Come
Yes, he
on.
did.
Yeah,
did,
he did.
bro.
Yes, he did.
It's
Yes,
the
he
truth,
did.
bro.
Yes.
What do you
No,
mean?
no, but he
And
can.
so
So y'all don't think he can make it one more time to
and
unify?
I'm
He
nope.
could.
I'm
Because
gonna
He
tell you.
could.
Top Rank
Listen,
got
He
another
listen.
belt
could.
He
over there at
can.
35.
He
Listen, nah, I
can.
think they
He
gonna
can.
make
But
him go get
listen,
that
no.
try to start moving towards that
Having to
140
shave your
title.
hair off
I
is
listen. I'm
diabolical,
gonna.
bro.
Okay, but I'm
Sean
gonna give
Porter
you.
had to
I'm
do it.
gonna. Yep, and I'm gonna give you the reason why he's moving up. And if you listen to the media, Keyshawn Davis is
Keyshawn.
saying he's ready for him,
Yeah,
Exactly.
Keyshawn. Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
but
they know
he
he's coming
got
up
it.
to 140. He's
He got to
moving.
unify before he go up there. Top Rank got another belt. Like, take that
Absolutely
belt
No,
back.
not.
Nah, Top Rank
They
don't even
they
got
Murder.
they
Top Rank
might
doing
lose
Tubi,
that
bro.
belt, Joseph.
No, let's be honest, bro. Top Rank is on Tubi. He's a Ring Magazine ambassador, bro.
That's a big
He's
move. That's a big move, Clay.
What's wrong with
Don't
not for
sleep on
Tubi,
him.
that.
bro?
Not hold on. Not for somebody who got Turkey, who's an
Yeah,
ambassador for
yeah,
Turkey.
man.
You don't go
Abdullah
away
ain't no
from.
Tubi fighter.
You don't go to make no damn Top Rank fight on Tubi over going up to 140. Listen, you're already struggling with the weight cut, right?
More
And then
Tyler
you
be
got
on
the money
Tubi though.
over there is with Ring Magazine.
Murder Tyler is fighting Andy Cruz on
And Mo
Matchroom,
Tyler
Yeah,
and Mo
exactly.
Tyler's going to
Right.
142. He's on his way there too. He
Yeah,
and
got
so
he's
to.
moving up.
why not make that
Yep,
fight before they leave? So you can have
because
a
they already
No.
unified
both in,
champion
they're
on Top
both in the
Rank.
because they're both at the fights right now. And at the
Yeah.
top, at the end of those fights, they're moving up.
We
You
might
can
see
make
Keyshawn
you can
versus
make
More
them stay
Abdullah
down for one more
Mason,
fight.
faster than we think.
Mason may stay for a title defense, but Murder Tyler's definitely moving up for
Nah,
sure.
bruh. That
Robert
need to be a
Garcia
title
already
defense
said
versus
it,
more
bro. What you
Tyler.
talking about? Robert Garcia already said that Raymond Mortallo's probably going to 140 after this fight with Andy Cruz. He's
Hey,
struggling.
they need Turkey need to offer them boys big money to stay so he can get a unified champion at
Yo, you
135. Or else the
Nah, we don't
division
need
ain't
that,
never
bro.
gonna
We
get
don't need
unified.
that.
Well, maybe if Turkey gets involved, maybe you get to see. But I promise you, Tubi ain't gonna do it. Top
Yeah,
We
Rank
you
ain't finna tell Abdullah Mason,
we
come
need
over
to
to
we need to
Tubi
push
and cut
what's
weight.
healthy, what's best for the fighters, and
so
what's
you
more
saying
healthy
we
for the
never gonna
fighters.
see a unified champion at 135 ever again?
No, we're never gonna see Abdullah Mason unified at 135.
We ain't never gonna see it again.
unless he
Cause
fight only.
If
I
Abdullah don't do
disagree.
it, who gonna do it?
I disagree with the never right because there's one person
No,
down there. Even
we know
hold
Tank ain't
on, hold.
unifying nothing, bro.
No,
So
I
don't
ain't
even
worried
say
about
it,
Tank.
bro. Don't even
I'm
say
not
it.
talking about.
If the
I'm not
field
talking
gets
about Tank.
clear
Listen,
and
Tank is
something
stop
Shakur.
bringing
open
up
up,
Tank.
it might happen.
Shakur.
Who gonna
Shakur
do it?
is the
Shakur
only.
ain't gonna do it.
Shakur about to
Shakur is the
move up,
only.
bro. He leaving
Listen, no, he's
135,
No,
bro.
he
Nah,
gonna stay
Shakur
at
gonna do
listen.
140.
it.
He ain't coming
Shakur,
I
back
believe
down.
no, he
Shakur
not.
gonna stay at 140.
He
If
gonna
he
stay
does,
up
he
there.
does. But Shakur's the only person that will fight Abdullah at 135
He not
to
fighting at
unify the title.
135, bro. He
Keep
at
it.
140 his next
If
fight, bro. He
we all
gone.
agree Abdullah's moving up, Muratala's moving up, Keyshawn is there.
Uh-huh.
What's left at 135 for
Ain't nothing
Schofield?
left. It's a damn desert.
Tank
That's
Davis?
what it is.
I
Oh
think
yeah, he
Turkey's good
gonna
I
at
think he
130. I think
beat
Turkey.
Tiafimo
he
and
gonna
he
still
stay
be
at
there.
140.
He
But
gonna stay at 140. Why would you leave? You got the
that makes
ring.
it complicated
You
because
got the ring. You
Turkey.
had a ring done at 140. Why would you leave 140?
Who? You
Shakur
talking
would
about
have the
Shakur?
ring.
Yo,
He would
Shakur
have the ring
Keyshawn.
belt.
I'm gonna tell you
uh,
right now, Shakur go up to 140 and stay at 140. I'm done with him in that Keyshawn thing. I'm not
Oh
doing it
no, they're gonna
another
nah,
fight.
weight
they're gonna
class.
have to
I've
run it.
been
They're gonna have
done
to
Yeah,
with
run
it.
it. But look, he just signed with Jay Prince, so it's definitely probably not gonna happen,
yeah.
bro.
You
That's
know,
Oh,
true.
he
they
did just
brothers
sign
that
with Jay
ended
Prince.
outside of the
Yeah,
ring.
that's
But
true.
They
Oh,
just
That's
they
go
true.
up
did
there.
just sign
Goodness.
together.
but it
Listen,
might
bro, I
Mm.
we
can't do another
look,
weight class with that nonsense.
listen.
Shakur got to come back to 135, bro.
Somebody's
He can
Hey,
hand
fight
might
too.
be forced because if Shakur has that 140 title, we all know Bob is gonna want that for Abdullah and for Keyshawn as well. So
how much you want to bet they pick
we
different
might be
sanctioning
in for a
bodies
Yeah,
if
collision
he
course.
get that belt?
I think Keyshawn might be leaving Top Rank. I ain't
Nah,
gonna
he
lie.
ain't gonna leave. He with Jay Prince. Jay Prince don't sign nobody that don't stick with Top Rank for too long, unless you
Yeah,
You,
but
Shakur or
did
something
Keyshawn
you
like
not.
not?
that.
You talking about Shakur just
You
left?
Yeah,
exactly.
he just left. That's what I'm saying. Keyshawn ain't really
Yeah,
But
been
they
at
never.
Top Rank that
maybe
long.
But listen,
Matchroom might be a move for Keyshawn.
Yeah, I think that's where he's gonna end up. I
Eddie
think he
Hearn
goes.
probably Well,
Eddie
no,
ain't gonna
not
snatch
probably.
him.
He will welcome that nigga with open arms.
100%.
Eddie Hearn
100%.
don't get nobody no fights, so I can't even do that.
What?
But look, the
Hold
Andy
on.
Cruz
Oh, he
fight is
don't.
over
Hold
there.
on. What?
That's a
What do
big.
you mean he
That's a
don't get
big
nobody
fight
no
for him.
fights?
Man, what fight did he get Shakur when he was over there?
Hitchens is
It's
there.
not Shakur. Hold on. First of all, it's not Shakur fight fault that all these fighters didn't fight him. Right? It's
I
not
mean,
his fault. This sports
he
COVID.
wasn't
It's not
offering
his
the
fault.
check. You gotta
Yeah,
when you
but
fighting an
Eddie Hearn
elite
is
fighter,
offering a
you not
great.
gonna fight for no crumbs, bro. Eddie Hearn
Eddie Hearn
offering
is
them
offering a.
crumbs.
Not no more though. He made the deal with Rock Nation. He got the partnership with Turkey Al Sheik. Eddie Hearn is the premier promoter for going into
So
2026. Watch.
my question is: does Zepeda and Shakur fight?
That was Turkey.
I don't care. Did they fight?
Nah, that was Turkey. We gotta be real.
But
But
okay,
Turkey's in
let's
it
be
now.
real. But before hold on, before Turkey tried to make that fight, was Eddie Hearn pressing for that fight?
And it wasn't
Yes. No.
happening. It
Yes.
wasn't happening.
Okay. So at the end of the day, he was trying to make the fights. So
Man,
you're saying he
trying
never made
and
these
making
fights?
the fights is
Hey,
two
how you
different
doing today?
things.
That's not. Listen,
Doing
man.
good.
Okay, we can live with that.
What's
I
he
can live
doing,
with
man?
that.
You gotta
I
make it
can live with that.
for me to give you credit.
Yes, actually. Thank you.
Clay, you
Okay,
got any?
well,
You got any info if Keyshawn's contract is expiring with Top Rank?
I don't think his contract is expiring with
Nah, it
Top
he
ain't.
Rank.
got
He
two.
won that
He
belt.
got two fights. Yeah, he
He
got
got
two
another
fights.
But
like
Oh
that's
yeah,
why
two
he
years.
vacated.
that's
Have a
a
good one.
fact.
That's why
He
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 got
got two
another
fights.
vacated.
two
That's why he
years.
blew weight.
That's why he vacated the belt.
That's why
He
No,
he
got
but
two
blew
fights
weight,
left.
bro.
he
He
won it
blew
though.
weight.
But
He already
they
got an
putting him
extension.
in position to try to win another belt.
Nah, yeah, you're
Mm.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. But
IBF, right?
no,
I
the
wouldn't be
WBO.
surprised
The
if you see
WBO.
him and Santiago for the interim or some
How he
nonsense
Right.
how
like
he
that.
gonna fight for the WBO clay and Shakur about to go get
That's
Yeah,
why I
it's
Exactly.
said it's
Oh
the
gonna
no,
get
IB.
tricky. It's
no,
gonna
no, no,
get
no. What
real
I'm saying
tricky.
is they put him at number one on the WBO. They put
I know, but
Keyshawn at number
they just
one.
moved him in. They just moved him in the
Exactly.
IBF though.
Yeah, he about to leave. He ain't fighting Shakur.
He
Shakur
They
needs
might
just
to
moved.
choose
Him,
to go
do
to
the right thing.
IBF route for real.
Shakur
yeah,
need to vacate that title, bro, and get the hell up
No,
out
he
of
don't.
140.
He need to
He
stay
need to go
there.
to
140
135.
would be popping if Shakur
But
goes there.
Clay,
But
all
if
the
he
guys
stay
are
up there,
moving
then
up to
I'm done.
140.
I'm done with him. If he goes up to 140, stays up there, he gotta fight Keyshawn. I don't want to hear no more of that brother shit, bro.
Nah,
I'm
man, they
telling
used to
you.
sleep in the same bed together, man. They
Why would
can't
he
fight
go
no
back to
more.
pause.
130?
They
Yo,
used to
pause
wake
that.
up and eat cereal, bro.
Man, they
Why
going out playing
why
basketball.
would
You
he
can't
go
Damn,
back
fight
to
bro.
him, Clay.
135 when all the dogs are moving up to 140?
Man,
So somebody, it's
Hey,
raining
what's that
somewhere.
noise?
Somebody just got blasted.
is that Clay?
I don't know. Sound like somebody just got blasted though.
What the hell?
Oh, that
It
was
switched
Clay.
over. Yeah, it had switched over right quick. My bad. To my truck.
Oh, that was you.
But Clay,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
being too hard. You being
I,
too hard on their brother shit, man. They used to have spinner nights together, man. They can't fight each other.
Hey, bro, if you keep following this nigga around the weight
They used to
classes,
wake
bro,
they used to
I'm
wake up
sorry.
together and eat cereal, bro, in the
no,
morning.
They
something
see
gonna have to
cereal.
give. Something gonna have to give.
His
Shakur
mama
used to
know his mama, Clay.
Shakur used to be like, "Yeah, you can have my cereal milk. I'm done."
Yeah,
What? Ew, bro. What
Hey,
the
bro.
hell?
that's what he
Hey,
was
bro.
doing.
It got
They used to
awkward for you now, not when they were sleeping in the bed with each other.
That
they
Jesus
was.
were
I
Christ.
just
sharing
said that. I just
clothes.
said pause. I said pause when he said that.
The
For
cereal milk
real.
got you
It's
going.
all
Like, what the
awkward.
hell? He was like, "What the hell?
Listen,
The cereal milk?"
cause
Now you going too
But
far,
listen.
Clay.
but no, if Shakur move up to 140, yo, they definitely got to fight though, man. I ain't
Yeah.
trying to hear that sign
I
to
think
Big
they. I
Prince
think
stuff,
yeah.
man. None of that.
But I think that only
Nah,
allows
But
that
it's
fight to
gotta
happen
happen
easier.
or
you
Keyshawn
saying
gonna
they
go a
definitely got
different
to
route.
fight, but are they gonna fight though? No, they ain't gonna
Yeah,
fight.
we
Yeah,
don't
but
know that.
I'm just
No,
Ain't
but
I'm not
wait, but I thought I saw somebody say I thought I saw Shakur saying that he was alluding to the fact that he might fight him. He was
Yeah,
saying
Yeah, he
he
did
was
say that.
saying
I
he said he
I saw
needed
ain't no
something
20
on the
friends in
million
internet
to
about
fight
it,
boxing.
him.
but I didn't hear him say it, but
He
I
said
heard
he
rumors
needed
about it.
20 million to fight him.
He'll
20
get it.
million?
So all they got to do is unify. They just got to go around the division, make it for undisputed.
Do you think they beat Russell?
That's
Any one of them?
nah, because Abdullah gonna be up there. How they gonna do that?
Oh, so you think Abdullah can beat all of them?
Yeah, that's what
I
I
don't
was
think
going to
I
ask. You
only
think
only
Abdullah beats
I
both of
think he
them?
beat everybody except Shakur. That's it.
Really?
Yep.
That's a tall task.
I think he
Yeah,
beat
a lot.
everybody at 140 except Shakur.
So
Who?
let
Wow,
me
that's a
ask you a
lot.
question. Let
You
me ask
think
you a
Shakur
question.
beats Keyshawn?
So
all
no, he
day.
said Abdullah.
Who,
So
who, who who you said beat everybody at 140?
Abdullah beat
Abdullah.
Abdullah.
everybody at 140 except Shakur Stevenson.
That's
Wow.
interesting.
That's a
I don't know.
big statement,
I
bro.
don't
That's a
know if
lot.
I put that on him right now, man, because
I
Yeah.
would. I see what you're saying.
That
even him against Keyshawn, I know people like to hype it up and say that Keyshawn,
Uh-huh.
ducking them and all of that, but
It's gonna
I
be a
don't
lot of
know if
movement
I
coming
don't know.
up in these next
I
couple
guess we
months,
can judge
bro.
after this fight with Sam Noakes,
You got a young
but
dude coming
I
up
don't
there.
think he real. I think it's a little early for him to fight
Yeah.
so
somebody
you
like Keyshawn.
so you
Young
think
Or
his
dude
or
coming up
athletic?
there.
or what about Gary Antoine Russell?
He
Yeah,
gonna he
That's
gonna
what I
Gary.
just said.
I
he'll
think
He
Or
said he
Gary
beat
gonna be
Gary.
moving up to him
Antoine
too.
Russell. I think
he'll
that's a
put
little too
Gary in
early
a
for him.
he'll put Gary in a body bag.
I think
74
Gary
inch
gonna be
reach.
Okay.
moving up to
All right.
47
I don't
too.
know about all that. I don't know, man. We
Yo,
got
74 inch reach. He can fight on the back foot. He can fight on the front foot. He can fight going side to side. He can fight any way you need him to with a 74
but
inch reach. It's
so
gonna
what
But this
happens
the
when
thing though. We know what Abdullah Mason power look like against these lesser fighters. We
yeah.
right.
don't
right?
know what his power gonna look like against a Keyshawn Davis or somebody,
And
And
remember,
or
you
Gary
don't know
remember
about his,
Antoine
every
you
Russell.
don't know about his punch resistance either with a
and
Gary
I'm gonna give
Antoine
you
Russell
and
in
I'm
his
gonna give
corner.
you and I'm gonna give you one more thing. Abdullah Mason never fought a real time 135 pounder. They either been pulled up or pulled down.
So
What do
you
you
could say
mean?
that
So
you you could say that about Keyshawn Davis when he knocked out
I agree. I
the,
agree.
the one dude
I
that Richard Hisson
Gu-
couldn't beat that that he
I
barely beat
agree.
at
Gustavo.
140.
You talking
Yeah, I
about
We got
agree.
some
Gustavo.
intriguing matchups, man.
I agree. But
Emiliano
what I'm
Vargas is
and it's
at
not and look,
40.
and I'm not trying to take anything away from him. What I'm trying to explain to you is that, like Clay was mentioning on the show today, that Abdullah Mason has still got a lot of prospect vibes going on with him. Like this is his first real fight
That's
at 135.
that's what I mean by it's too. I
And
think
how
it's
many
too
fights
early for
is
him
it?
to fight fighters like that. I think it's a little too early for him.
Because even Ngannou was came
This is
from
first
140.
12 round fight, bro.
Yeah,
Yup,
he has an artificial flavored record, bro. Like we're giving him a lot of
exactly.
props without a doubt because
And they only
he
move
looks
you. Look, they only move you fast at top rank if you like that. Just pay attention. They move Keyshawn fast. He's like that. They move Shakur fast. He was like that. They only
they
move.
move
They only take.
Lomachenko fast.
Yes, he was like that. They
But
only move you
About to get
slow
real
Yeah,
if you're
interesting,
not like
bro.
Lomachenko
that.
lost twice though, bro.
Yeah. Guess who they move slow at top rank? You want to guess? He fighting this weekend.
Brian Norman.
All right. They only move you fast if you like that at top rank.
Oh, let's talk about that for a second. When Devin Haney was in that interview, the face off with Brian Norman Jr. The things that Devin Haney was saying. I thought that Devin, a lot of people was like getting on Devin for calling him a bum. Now, in the beginning, early on, it looked like Devin was giving him his props to me, but then Brian Norman Jr. started talking a little bit crazy, and so Devin was like, you know what, he a bum, man.
Man, he
Listen,
didn't.
I ain't
man.
want to say it,
Everybody
but
got
he a
their.
bum for
I
real,
don't take
man.
too much from that. Brian Norman not a bum. What it really
That's
was
just.
is
Yeah, we know he
Brian
not a
Norman
bum,
had
but
called him up. He called him up. He said, "You say everything that Floyd say." Devin got mad at that. He didn't have nothing else to say, so he called him a bum. He don't really
Exactly.
believe that
It's
because
just
if you
fighter
go
yeah,
to
words,
every
fact.
other
bro.
interview, he's calling him a good fighter. He
It's
don't
just
believe that. He only said that shit because he got caught up. That was it.
exactly. It's just fighter words. Fighters talk. They shit talk. Earl told Bud, "You too light in the ass." We saw how that turned out. We seen this a million times.
Yeah,
It's
but
just fighter talk.
nobody
Let's
want
not
to say
overreact.
nothing. Nobody want to say nothing when Brian Norman said, "You ain't got nothing for me." Like they both have
you're
disrespected each
right.
other, so it don't mean
You're right.
anything.
I mean, shit. He just
Exactly.
told him that. He just told him that he ain't leaving it into the hands. The judge is his hands, right? He gonna
Yeah, he
knock.
said he gonna kill him. Now
Right,
that's
right. So
his
I
word.
mean, I get,
But
yeah.
what about this part right here though? When Devin Haney told him that Top Rank is, they good matchmakers.
Did he
Because
lie?
I hear a lot of people trying to flip that back on Devin Haney as if to say that Devin Haney is, really hurting his own image by saying that
Nah,
because
He's not.
he was with Bob Arum too.
nah,
Exactly.
No, he was not.
nah. He
But
not
No,
hurting
Yes,
his
he
Haney
image.
was.
wasn't.
no, he's not.
Haney
Well,
wasn't.
He
No,
not
Because
hurting
no,
Haney
his
was
image.
no,
with
But
him anyway.
hold on,
no,
let me finish.
no,
Hold on, let me finish.
no.
People try to flip it back on Devin and say, well, you just, you hurting your own legacy because you was with Top Rank. So are you
Yeah,
trying
but
to
he
say
didn't get
that?
no favor.
But
Hold
was
on,
he?
he
Yeah,
didn't
But
get no
yeah,
was he
that's
favor
what
with?
I
from
that's
Haney
what I
Was
though.
hold
he?
on.
didn't
Yeah,
do it.
that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm trying to say though. People trying to say, well, so what you saying that Bob Arum was, perfect matchmaking you, but I don't think
Nah,
that I
he
think that
absolutely
No.
Bob
didn't.
Arum was playing keep away with Devin.
Right.
He was
And
he
not
was
all.
keeping
Right.
Loma away. Loma was
Kept
his guy, so he was
Yeah,
doing that with Loma,
he
and
didn't.
and he was
kept he
kind of
kept
cherry
he kept
picking, and he was trying to
Tiafimo.
get Loma the belts, and they was trying to hold Devin off to the side somewhere. You know what I
They
mean?
didn't do
And not
Devin
let him
no
get
Right.
the fight.
favors.
And not and listen,
Even when
listen.
Devin signed with Top Rank,
It was a back call
he was
signing.
not a product. He's not a product of Top Rank.
Yeah,
He's
they took
not
him to.
No, he's
Cambosis
not
is
a
exactly,
not a
product.
top.
He's
exactly.
not a product. He's
Yeah,
not a product of Top Rank,
But
but
they
he
didn't
was
move him.
with
But they
Top
didn't
Rank.
move him
they put.
anyway. But what I'm
Exactly.
saying is they didn't move him sideways.
Cambosis
Cambosis was
wasn't
some.
even a Top Rank fighter.
Nope.
So we have
Exactly.
to
I
Nah,
was about to
remember
go
that
there.
as well.
they
And
took
that
Devin Haney to the
contract,
back
that
alley and
contract,
said, "Sign this, or you ain't getting
yeah,
no fight." That's
no.
exactly what
They
happened.
wanted he wanted that Loma fight that bad that he was willing to sacrifice anyone undisputed. So he got two things he wanted out of that deal. It had nothing to do with him being moved a certain way or anything like that because Devin called out. He even tried to get the tank fight in between. And a lot of people try to fake like he didn't. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, I'll scratch all these belts. I don't need them. I'll fight Tank. We can move up. I'll drop the belts to fight Tank. So a lot
Hold,
of
hold,
that garbage. Hold
hold
on,
on,
a
but
lot, and I hate.
but
Go ahead.
Devin did win all four of his first real belts at Top Rank. What you got to say
Oh,
Yeah,
here
about
we
that, Ray?
go. Oh
that's
my
a
Did
fact.
he?
God.
Yeah, he
Because
did.
Devin, no, that's not true. Because Devin was
What do you
already,
mean?
he was
Devin was
already
the
light, he was already the lightweight champion.
he's
He
trying to
was
say
already the WBC
he's
lightweight
trying to say
champion.
Cambosis was the real WBC champion and
The
Cambosis
franchise
was
belt was not
undisputed.
the franchise belt
That's cap.
wasn't and still isn't a championship belt. So he can
Exactly.
take
We all
that,
know
throw it in the
this.
garbage.
Yeah, but he won.
Take
He did win undisputed over there. Now, what Devin Haney might have trouble with people got him is because he went over there and he was just saying all the right things. Top rank is my home because he didn't know what the fuck they was gonna do
But
to him.
the point
So
is
he
though
was trying to be a
they
good.
didn't perfect match make him though. They was trying to play keep away,
But they
and
didn't do that with Brian Norman either.
They made Devin bend over backwards to get that fight.
But
Them
but but, but look, I have no problem with that. That they didn't move Devin any kind of way. What we're saying is, don't talk about the system that made you, because they became a champion because of Top Rank. And at the end of the day, Brian Norman was an underdog in the Giovanni Santillon fight. They weren't moving him the right way. They were
and
No,
moving him.
no, yeah,
He
no,
was a
I was,
stepping.
I was
and
He was a stepping stone. He was getting ready to get
I think there's
kicked
a
off Top Rank.
Yeah,
and
but
I think there was a
I
key
picked Brian
component. Hold
Norman
on,
to
once he
win
won
that
the
fight.
title, he was
right?
properly
And I
match
think
made.
I think
If
there was
you
a key
really broke it
component that we
down, you wouldn't
missed.
have picked
We
Giovanni.
really missed. We really missed a key component in what Devin said. He said he knows how they work over there. So basically, he knows the gist of it as well. So it wasn't like he was saying because I was over there, I didn't know, or they're doing this. He said I was there too. Basically, like I know
hey,
how they work. I know how they
look what he
move you.
said, Ray.
I
No,
don't
he's
know.
saying I think Devin is talking about Norman after he won the belt. I think that's what he's referring to.
Yeah, but what
He
did Norman do after
was
the
the
belt?
hold on. He's the
He said the
Reggie belt.
franchise is no different from the. He said the franchise is no different from the
I think
WBA Super.
Quavos and
Oh, this that must be for non nephew.
Quavos and Jin Sasaki
Yeah,
was two
for
gimme
God's love.
fights.
Okay, the franchise is no different from the WBA Super, but the WBA
Oh
Super
my
was
God, let's
recognized.
not do
Hold
this.
on,
Let's not do
real
this.
quick, real quick. It was recognized as a belt that could be transferred in a fight from champion to champion. Where with a WBC franchise belt, you had to put a request in to get the belt. So if you want to sit there and call that garbage a championship, you out of your damn mind.
Listen,
There was no leeway.
all we gotta do
No,
is pull up the ESPN undisputed list, champion undisputed list, and you'll see on that list on the male side, there's no Teofimo Lopez and there's no George
no,
Kambosos.
thank you.
Pull
Argument
up
is
now.
over.
I got a better list. Pull up the Guinness Book of World Records. Pull that one up.
There you go.
See what
There you
they say.
go. You
It
know
ain't
what
gonna
it
have
is.
Tio on there. It ain't gonna have Cambosis on there.
But back to the point, I believe
Anyway, yeah,
Norman
straight up.
was match made to look this good in those last two fights since winning the belt. I think Cuevas and Jin Sasaki were two gimme fights.
I
That's the
agree.
point I was making. But before that,
And,
he was set up to lose in the
Yeah,
Santillan
yep,
fight.
and then Jesse
Yo,
yeah.
if
Saki,
that's
he out
true, if
here.
that's true, what you said though about his last two fights, why do people hype him so much about his power and stuff like that and how
because
good
And
he
that's
is?
what I'm
Because he
No,
saying.
look at
has
his
Devin,
power.
record.
that's what I'm saying.
Cause he
Devin
got
is
power,
referring
bro.
to that
He
in that
got
interview.
22 knockouts,
because
bro. He got power.
that's
But
because
but but
again,
power don't
that's
matter if
me.
you can't win.
But listen, at y'all missing the point, right? So here's the thing: you're only as good as your last fight and your last opponents, and people only remember what you did in that last fight.
Exactly.
So if you put somebody out and they knocked out cold, they only remember that. If Antonio Moran was Devin's last fight, and you see the way he clipped Antonio Moran, you would be saying that this is a great, powerful, a great fight of power, a great knockout
Exactly.
fight. Remember, he
Yeah,
got knocked out of the year. He got knocked out of the year in that fight, right? At
but
the same time, Brian Norman may get knocked out of the year. Also, let's mention Josh. Was it John Body? What's his name? Whatever Body that knocked out H2O. Did they?
Lucas
Did
body.
they gave
Lucas
Lucas
Body.
Body? Thank you. So right. They gave him knockout of the year. But did you see anybody jumping in the ring with him, or anybody saying, "Yo, he's the guy that deserves to be next"? Because come on, man, y'all just not you guys. I'm saying like the
No, but
space
To
Lucas
was
that
body,
point,
reaching.
Lucas
Jin
body
Sasaki
is
was
next
at
for the IBF
Norman's last fight with
Right,
a handwritten
for the
right. But he
WBA.
four-page
never
letter
yeah,
note,
but
right, but
and the
Jin
fight was
Sasaki,
already set up.
yeah, Jin Sasaki was a gimme though. He over there fighting in subway stations.
Cuevas was as well. Let's not skip over Cuevas.
No, I'm
Cuevas
just
didn't
talking about
fight.
his last fight.
But Cuevas didn't fight in 2 years and buckled Brian Norman Jr. And
No,
he
but
got burnt
exactly, he
out
didn't
in
fight
that
in two
second.
years. That was a gimme
And
fight.
he was tired when he got dropped. If you
And,
look at how he got warned, bro,
and
he
he
was
he
tired.
quit. He quit. They said he made him quit off a jab. I
Well,
just think he quit.
that let you know all you need to know about the matchmaking that's going on over there. They put him in the ring as his first title. Was that his first title defense
Yeah, that was on the
against a guy that
Yeah,
was
undercard
out the
of
Cuevas,
ring for
yeah.
2 years?
who wasn't that
And,
on the Mayor fight undercard or am I
correct.
tripping?
Yeah.
And Jin Sasaki was in the win there with a four-page letter, and we all knew he was the next opponent. So the matchmaking was perfect in those last two fights.
Yeah,
Well,
and
Once
then
quite
he
frankly,
where did
once
Jason Saki
Norman
come
became a
from?
priority and a champion.
right.
Didn't
Before
he get
that,
knocked out before
Santillion
the
was
fight?
supposed to win, and he was supposed to be the opponent for Teofimo Lopez moving up to 147.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Right.
Norman
but
spoiled those
didn't
plans.
Jason Saki get knocked out at 140? Or am I tripping?
One
Yeah, Andy Hiroka.
was it?
So like, I don't know where he got in the rankings at 147. I don't even know how he got up in there.
No,
That's why
Miyazaki
I'm
was a hype job, bro. He was not.
like,
He was a hype job. But what I'm saying is the idea that Brian Norman's not a real champion. I disagree with. Well, when Devin says that him being a WBO champion don't matter because top rank always because he was linking it to him being a champion. That's what it was all about. And Brian
Mm.
Norman is a real champion because he was an underdog. He actually beat somebody for
no,
that
he
belt,
never
even though
said he wasn't a real champion or he wouldn't be
no,
fighting.
that the response was you call me a bum. He says I'm a champion. How's he a bum? How am I a champion? I'm not bumming. I'm a champion. I think it was
Yeah, but he
the
said
reporter,
anybody.
and
He said anybody
exactly,
can become a champion.
exactly.
We seen we we seen Rolly become a champion at 140.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
but that, but
And what
all the
that's
guys
not
at
but that's
47
not
became a
Brian Norman.
champion the same way.
Yeah, but that's not Brian
Yeah,
Norman's
but
story.
yeah, but all champions are not created the same.
I agree, but Brian Norman's a real
Barrio
champion,
Barrios hasn't defended his belt yet.
100%.
Like,
and and
No,
and
nah, he got a
actually, let's
couple
keep it
title
real.
defenses.
no, he don't.
You
He
said
got
Barrios?
drugs.
He got
Barrios
No,
drugs. He
hasn't
ain't
defended his
defended
title.
that belt. He ain't defended that belt one time. Even when he won
Mario
it, I thought he
Barrios?
lost.
he just fought
Yes,
Pacquiao for his title
Yeah, but
and
no,
he
draw.
ain't
he's saying he ain't
defended.
win. They're
Oh,
draws.
he ain't
Oh
win.
no, yeah. No, he hasn't defeated in a win. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, he has.
But
Yeah,
He
but
his
hasn't
none of
gotten
these
a
draws was
win
all
a.
as a champion.
But he
at
got
the
I
end of
thought
the
he
day,
titles
lost on
before that.
Netflix when he fought.
all these guys. Yeah, you talking about the
Nah, it
Ramos?
was a
Yeah,
draw. It was a
all the
draw.
That shit
all
was
these
he
yeah
lost.
yeah. But
Nah, he
all
did.
these
Yeah,
guys
he
got their
should have
belts
lost.
handed to them. All these guys
That's a
were
fact.
email champions at the end of the day. They all
Yep,
had secondary belts, and they all got rewarded the belt when Tears dropped it at when it all comes said
exactly,
and done.
exactly.
So it is what it is.
Rolly got his
The
belt
pot.
from Boots Ennis. I don't know what you talking about.
Okay, that's what we're gonna
That's
do.
what. Okay. I mean, either way,
Uh,
Boots.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
bro.
stay quiet on this one. Yep.
Yeah.
Nah, but
Crocker got his belt from Boots
Stanionis
too.
became champion after Crawford vacated. So We all know how that works.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, we should be on the WBA's ass because they said they were done with the super tag, and they brought it back when they said they were finished with it. That's the problem right
Yep.
there.
What you talking about
Because
at
didn't
47?
they try to make Tank unify and he wasn't going for it, and
No,
so then they backed up and switched it up.
the thing is with that
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 was years
draw,
ago.
I believe the draw messed up that because I believe if the winner of that Tank and Lamont fight was going to be awarded the super title, if you look at the weigh-in, um, right before Tank came out, Gilberto Mendoza came out with a super title, and there were no other super champions on that card. And Schofield was going to fight for the regular. I think that was the initial plan, but the draw kind of messed it up. And then they granted Morrell a title shot at 175 when Bivol was already the WBA champion. So they just said they were going
Yeah,
to
but that's
eliminate
the
all the belts and change their mind.
that's the PBC way though. They're gonna get you that regular championship, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's crazy because Plant came off of a loss and was awarded the interim title. So that shit was wild. But
PBC, man, they ain't good with the WBA. Like top ranking with WBO.
nah, that's a
Facts.
fact. Every promotional company got their link and shit. Because Frank Warren kind of locked in with the WBO as well.
Yeah,
We see Wardley just got awarded the fight, the title and shit,
he
which is
only locked
crazy.
in with him when his
Why
fighter
didn't they
good
do
though.
that a week, like 2 weeks ago when Joseph Parker was the champion?
Mm. But
And
even
then
Yeah.
Joseph Parker,
and then Parker has been railroaded with this positive cocaine test,
What you
things
mean,
that make you say,
railroaded? He a
yeah, how you
cocaine
get
cowboy.
railroaded?
He a
What's
cocaine
up?
cowboy. David a cocaine cowboy too. Like
I
man,
thought, I think I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think this nigga was set up and shit, bro.
bro, what are you talking
Uh,
about? Just a couple years
Just
ago,
in
he was
case he
in.
had won that fight,
Dang,
say he would have won the fight, and then we would have got the news, yo, boom. This nigga
dang,
beat Worley and was on cocaine and shit.
dang. Are you forgetting he was in a? Dang, are y'all
But
forgetting
is
he
the
was in a?
is the
Crazy.
Pope benefiting them though?
No, he was in a conspiracy for
Nah,
meth
that shit
a
benefit
couple
niggas,
years
nigga. You
ago.
see John Jones? Nah, yeah, that recently came on my radar, Joseph.
He
When
was
he
Hey
in.
was
man,
caught up in
Brian
that meth
Norman
ring.
Jr. It
Hey,
wasn't Brian Norman Jr. Pop talking about he took caffeine pills, man. Is that benefiting him, bro?
Shit,
probably.
what they say is he
caffeine,
drink
that's
coffee.
legal though. That's
They say,
caffeine, bro.
yeah, they
Like
say he
that ain't.
drink a cup of coffee before all his fights and
Yeah,
shit.
that's caffeine, bro. Like
And
that's
the, and,
legal.
and the coffee wasn't available for the fight against Sasaki, so he took a
Right.
caffeine pill instead.
Yeah.
So he took a what?
A
Took a
caffeine
Okay.
caffeine.
pill.
Oh,
It's legal.
Yeah.
Shit, that's probably why he
Oh.
got tired in that third and fourth round, though. His ass was huffing and a puffing.
no, man. If he have a extra long gas tank, man, I'm blaming the caffeine pills, bro.
Nah, you gotta
There's some
crash out
interesting
them.
things and shit, because I heard Norman say they tried to poison it Junior and shit. Anybody heard that?
Yeah, he said they tried to give him beef Wendy's.
Who did?
Nah, I'm just
Nah, I
playing.
think they
He
caught
said,
him in the Wendy's and shit. He was eating
yeah,
in the Wendy's. I don't think
Oh,
Norman Jr. was eating in the Wendy's. I
nah,
think they
he
said
said somebody
that
was trying to
Norman
give
was
his
in.
son dates. He said, "Don't eat it."
Oh shit!
dang.
I heard Norman Jr. say he made a couple weight cuts and he ate Taco Bell and a couple fast food and shit. I wonder if he
Yeah.
got a nutritionist on deck now to
Yo,
make
he
sure
Nah,
looked
that
he
you
that
didn't
looked a
shit,
hear what
little
his
all that
daddy
shit
skinny,
go
said.
man. He
smoothly.
looked a little skinny, man.
Nah,
At
you
the
didn't hear what his
when
daddy said. He said, "Real men cook their own food. They don't get no damn nutritionist."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said Devin ain't a real man because he got a chef.
Nah, that's some bullshit, but it is what it is.
shout
He
out to
ain't say
Victor
it like
Conti,
that.
man. That
He
was the
He
did
chef
ain't
right
say
say
it
it
there.
like
like that.
that. He said, Devin got people doing shit for him. He got
Exactly. That's
loose.
what he's saying. He got people doing shit for
He
him,
not
not
a real
Mr.
man.
Meal.
Hey,
My
He's
that's
like,
the
son,
same
but
thing though.
he got a
my
little bit
son
of
make
a
his own chicken cutlets. That's what he
listen.
said.
He got his own. He listen. He got a little bit of a point though. That's part of the game, man. That's part of that mentality, bro. When you start to get entitled, bro.
Yep.
Listen, man.
A whole
It's
bunch of
part of it.
fighters got chefs though.
You're
But
right.
yo, some niggas benefit. It's just all your mentality and shit.
Yeah.
No, that's a
Yeah,
fact. I
you if you
agree.
got a nutritionist, bro, come on, bro. That's what you need. You need
Okay,
somebody who know what they're
the
doing.
nutritionists go,
The
but if you look at
scientifically
Devin,
prepared,
We
bro.
don't care
Devin,
that Brian Norman cook his own cutlets. I don't care that Devin got a chef.
Yeah, I don't care either. I don't
Yeah,
care.
The
But
none
I'm
of that
just
shit
saying.
don't mean
scientifically
shit.
prepared, the nutritionally prepared.
What Brian Norman Senior was saying, he had a bit of a point just to say that there's a difference in character. My son
Yeah,
is still poor. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Well,
That's
not poor, but
it.
just like hungry,
It
like he
sounded a
Yeah,
cooking
little
his
yeah,
bit
own
nah, that's a
food,
hatery.
and
fact.
you know what I mean?
It sounded a little bit like broke nigga hating type shit. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
he
all it
broke.
was.
Yeah, you
We
could
Hey,
That's
tell
all
I
it
ain't
he
was,
trying to
bro.
broke.
hear. I ain't
He
trying to
got
hear about
money.
that struggle, man. Because you turned down that bread from Boots just to go get less for Jen Sasaki,
Nah,
bro.
man, he was
I
so
ain't trying
hungry
to
for
hear that.
money, he turned out. That's more poor nigga shit.
What you
That's
said?
poor
You
nigga
said
shit.
he
He
could have had
turned
his own
down that
chef. He would
bread
have took
from
the
Boots,
bread
man, to
frequent.
go take less. He went and took less from Jen Sasaki, bro.
He
No,
should have
but he
took
was
that.
Negotiating. He was trying to get more money, but he
He should
couldn't.
have took
Boost
that
walked
money
away.
so he can get his own chef, huh? Frequent.
Yeah, man. I ain't tell he got to pick a struggle, bro.
No, without a doubt, Brian Norman will have a chef before the end of
Yeah,
2026.
that's what I'm
That's
Oh
a
yeah,
saying.
fact.
no, the
Like
check.
he
I
gonna
think
have
the
a
check
chef, and
cleared
you talking
already.
about somebody else
Cause
having a
Yeah,
I
chef.
heard
by the
I
end of
heard Norman bragging
2026.
how they spent about 8,000 in the Nike store, and he was going back tomorrow.
No, y'all
The
tripping. He
check
ain't
sounded
never
like it
gonna get
cleared
no
already.
chef, bro. He ain't never gonna have no chef because he about
No,
to
he gonna
lose
have
this
one.
fight. He
I
about to
promise you,
lose
he
this
gonna have
fight.
one.
You know how
Nah,
much money he makes for this
when them
fight. He
M's
definitely
touch the
gonna have a chef
lifestyle,
at the
gonna
end of this
change a
fight.
little bit, bro.
Oh
Win
The
or
yeah,
lose,
lifestyle
he
he
gonna
gonna
is
have a
getting
definitely
the
change a
chef.
bread
little
for
bit.
this fight. Oh yeah, I ain't think about that. I'm thinking that he gonna lose the fight, and
Win,
so he ain't
Win
gonna get
or
no more
lose, he
bread after
definitely
win
gonna
this.
or
have a
lose,
chef.
lose or draw, he getting that paper regardless.
Man, his daddy
Yeah,
gonna get a
yeah.
new box Chevy. They gonna be rolling.
They gonna be
100%.
straight. Shout out to
All right.
them for that, for sure.
For
That's a
Go
sure.
fact.
getting that paper and shit.
Hey
Yep.
yo, fellas, we been on for like 3 hours, over 3 hours now. So I'm
All your
about to pack
fault,
it up,
man. It's
man.
all your fault out talking to everybody.
I was
Throw me
only
in the
trying to
back so
come
I
up
can get
here
out
for a
of
little
here.
bit.
Hey
Throw
Ray,
me in the back so I can get it.
we might have to kick you out the clan, man. You tripping, man.
Oops.
Hey, Ari frequent man, salute, man.
I invented frequent freaking. I got to get him a logo.
What y'all boys thinking about AJ and Jake Paul?
That ain't no
I,
real
I
fight.
love it. I
Oh
Y'all
love
be
no,
it.
what?
we ain't talking about AJ and Jake Paul, bro. We gotta go.
I, I love it. I love that fight, bro. I love
Yeah,
every
great
bit of that
fight,
fight.
man. The tank,
AJ in
the,
three.
Tank
Listen,
fans is mad about that,
the
bro.
tank and Jake fight was a great fight. This is a great fight as well.
what? Hold on. No,
Ah,
no.
Dank
Listen,
been
Nah,
I'm
saying
gonna
that
yeah, I
though.
listen.
disagree with the first
I
part,
Ah,
but the
Dank
second
listen.
Dank
part,
been
yeah.
saying that
Listen.
though.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you what I've heard in the grapevine. Right. First of all, that this fight should just be just as
Salute.
much of a circus as Tank and Jake. And I said there's a difference. The difference is Tank one was doing it for the bag with no ambition of winning this fight. Besides, if it was a scripted fight, right? He had no reason to be in that ring with that guy at the difference in weight and all that. There was no reason for that
And
at
Anthony
all.
Joshua is already a two-time unified champion. He's at the end of his career. He's accomplished a lot already. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you do a fight with Jake. You don't do that when you still got Shakur on the table. You
No,
still
Yeah,
but we
got Tio.
can't
You still
rock.
got
But we can't rock with this fight either, though, because I heard
I
that it's a
rock with it.
rehi. I heard it's a rehydration clause on Anthony Joshua. Come on, bro.
That's fine.
Nah, bro,
That's
it's
Come
fine.
not. It's
on,
not a
What?
man. Come
rehydration clause.
on.
It's a weight limitation. It's a weight limit, not a
Right.
rehydration
That's
Right.
the
clause.
same thing,
Exactly.
bro.
No, it's not.
No,
It
it
don't
ain't.
matter
No, it's
because
not.
Anthony
No, it's not.
Joshua at
They're
200.
heavyweight.
Yeah,
If you
listen.
heavyweight, how you gonna put a weight limitation on
Because
heavyweight?
you got a
Ain't no
guy. Because you
limit
got a
on
guy.
that, bro.
You're
hey
right.
man,
There
it's
isn't.
a side politics, baby.
Why he couldn't? Why
Right.
why Tank couldn't put no limit on him?
Because
He
Tank
wasn't the
ain't
A
Anthony
side,
Shit.
Joshua.
nigga.
Tank at the A side.
Jake was the A side.
Anthony
No, I ain't.
Joshua.
No, Tank. I ain't rocking with this one,
Right.
man. Either. I ain't rocking with this one
Listen.
either.
I think it's. Listen. I think you got to do what you got to do to save the face because you blew that car getting messed up and blown in your face from Amazon or Netflix. My bad. Netflix. They want their fight, bro, and you got to
But
put a
why you?
star on
But
that
why you
card
gotta put a rehab? But why you gotta put a weight limitation on Anthony
because
Joshua
there's
though?
because
This
he'll
is a
hurt,
damn
bro. Are
giant.
you
He's
kidding
a
me?
big motherfucker.
Yo,
You crazy? Yeah.
exactly. Are
Yeah, I
you
don't
kidding me?
like this, man. He might
He gonna hurt him
actually.
anyway.
I
He
don't
gonna hurt
like
him
this. He
anyway.
Yeah.
might actually beat Anthony Joshua, man. We know he
I'm
He ain't
gas
just
gonna
out
beat
and
listen.
no. He
stuff,
ain't
man.
beat no. He ain't beat no Anthony Joshua, bro.
We just saw what happened to Chris Eubank Jr.,
And you
man.
know
I'm not
what?
trying
And
to
you
see
know
that
another
happen to
reason.
Anthony
And you know
Joshua
another reason
by
why.
Jake Paul, man.
You know another reason why he might have did that because it's a short time frame, and he know that might not be the case for Anthony Joshua, and it's a way for him to get out the fight. And he could tell Netflix, "Hey, man, I tried to get you a big fight." Blah 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 blah. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes behind this. You can't just look at it and be like, "Okay, well." He put a hydration clause on it. So what? Listen, it's a big fight. He's getting paid to do it. He could probably do it, but it is what it is, man.
Well, I
Like
don't
I
like
said,
this fight, man. I don't like this fight.
it's still better fighting somebody.
No, I ain't feeling it. I ain't rocking with it. And we out, man. I got drones and stuff to repair, man.
Yeah, I knew it was something going around.
I knew that's what he was doing the whole time. That's why I didn't even say nothing. I'm like, he about to go.
I got
He about to
drones
sell.
and planes to fly, bro. We ain't talking about that. We been on for 3 hours.
Final
Yo, but
words.
salute to y'all though, man. I appreciate
Salute.
y'all coming up on the panel and everything. I appreciate everybody who came in the chat. And yo, we out, man.
Peace.
Word. Peace.
Next time.